Yo, yo, what's up, beautiful people? I know you just saw me, but I saw that comment I put in the thumbnail from Bob saying Nick's probably going to go for another hour. Trust. But see, Ross, he wanted to make sure I kept it a separate stream thing, so I had to stop, take 15 minutes, eat. You know what I mean? I got to eat, man. Hardest working doesn't mean hardest not eating. But shit, bro, I got to maintain. It's kind of like when you become the heavyweight champ. You got to defend the title, bro. Every stream, I got to defend the title, man. I got to keep working. So, bro, we got to run up at least another hour of content, bro. Come on. Like, Aaron lost power. We had to cut it short. No, 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 no. This ain't going to work. This ain't going to work for me. I'm activated. I'm in streaming mode, bro. Like, I can't just turn it off and just be like, oh, let me go to sleep. Let's see, how long did we stream? I was streaming for an hour and a half. Come on, man. That's way too late. That's way too late. Now, so here we are, back again, barely even left. And I mean, we'll get into whatever. Hardest working, we'll get into whatever. What's up, Jesse? I did put some random things in the title, so we could obviously go over those. But just in general, we'll see where the night takes us. I'll probably hop in the Discord VC at some point if I still got the energy, if I still got it in me to do so. And run it up like that. So I'll give people a chance to come in. I'll kind of get into things, but I got into there's an interesting Reddit thread about fish prices that gave me the idea to talk about this topic about fish prices. Um, so look, we'll get into that. What's up, JP Jeffries? Yeah, how do you guys like the stream with Ross and Aaron? Hopefully, we'll make that its own thing. They're talking about like if we do it reoccurringly, like making a channel specifically for it or something. I'll probably ask if I can still multi-stream and like stream it to that channel and mine at the same time because that's what I like to do. I like to stream all these kind of things. But yeah, I don't know, man. It felt like a good time. It was fun. Those are two people that I hang out with and like to chat with offline. So it kind of just made sense. The three of us were like, yo, three shade. Rob's like three shades of fish keeping. We got to get together. So that was kind of like a teaser, honestly, because Aaron lost power. We hadn't even gotten into any actual like. We had a few like outline topics to go over, um, but we didn't even get to that, man, because we were just chopping it up. So JP said it was cool. Okay, all right. See, doing some stuff, doing some different stuff, man. I'm really trying to focus on all this breeding efficiency. The ACM auction, they're having a pretty large auction this Sunday, and I'm probably gonna try and take a bunch of stuff so I'm able to buy a decent amount of stuff at the auction. There isn't too much that's been listed that like I'm super into, but I'm hoping that as we get closer, some more stuff will get listed that I want to buy. But I'm planning on trying to take a decent amount of things, and of course we have BAP, and the BAP walls are closing in on our boy on Aaron, man. I think I brought up the standings last time, but we're only 20 points behind first place. So I don't know. You ask me, it's getting a little bit crazy. It's getting a little bit spooky for everyone else, in my opinion. It's my opinion. I feel pretty confident. Now someone could just hop off the porch with like a billion BAP entries, but maybe I'll have to do the same. I don't know. We got to close the year out. That's all I know. But let me end this Reddit thread, man, because I'm kind of curious what people's thoughts are. As always, that's the one thing. Doing like when you do a stream with more than just yourself. Like when I do the stream with myself, it's very easy for me to just like respond to the chat quickly. You know what I mean? But when I'm doing a stream with like someone else is talking or like you don't want to derail the conversation, bro, I just like see the chat. I want to immediately respond to it, but I can't. It's like it's frustrating. It's like a little bit frustrating. So hey, at least when I'm alone, I gotta keep the talking up by myself. But at the very least, I can at least respond to the chat. Like I have like that urge as soon as I see the chat pop up. I'm like, I gotta hit them back. Okay, switching over real quick here to some screen. Oh, there was just a brief flicker in power. The wind is blowing out there. So guys, if I do disappear, the stream ends, then I also lost power along with Aaron. He's not too far from me. So hopefully that doesn't happen, but that scared me. There's the very brief flicker. Like I don't think you even necessarily saw the lights flicker on stream. It was like a half. I heard everything stop running. I was like, oh god, it's happening. But it looks like we're okay for the moment. But some people, there was a Reddit thread where, I mean, the person writing it was kind of, I feel like, not a very sympathetic person. I guess I'll put it like that. The person that was doing the post just kind of seemed like they didn't really know what was going on. But the concept of, are fish prices unusually high right now? It was something interesting to consider, and it was just interesting seeing the comments uh, of just like random Reddit people talking about fish pricing. And I think it's one of those things where I don't know. I don't know if there's like a real like way to just answer that like across the board. But it's one of those things where experiences seem to vary quite a bit, you know? Fish Fam Link says greetings, Fish Fam, what's up, Fish Fam? Fish Fam bot actually entered the stream into Fish Fam. I usually forget to do that, but OD. Here we go. So here's this post. And the thing is, a lot of times people will be reacting to Reddit posts, but I actually was in this comment thread. So I contributed to this Reddit thread. I'm not just like reading it. Like I was in here. So we'll get to the comments that I made. But this was a relatively well engaged post on the aquarium subreddit. So you can see 269 comments, 100 upvotes. So you got to imagine there's probably a lot of downvoting happening, and I think you'll kind of see why. But the headline title is "Price of Fish Right Now in the U.S. $90 for 2 rice fish from Dan's Fish, $80 for 5 guppies from Tropic Flow. Is current pricing going to injure the fish hobbyist industry? When will prices come down?" Now, I actually have no idea what the hell Tropic Flow is. So like, yeah, I've never seen this. Or you know what? No, I don't think I've ever seen this. Oh my god, this is intense. This is intense. There's a lot of betas. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily expect to be finding anything cheap on this site. It's kind of like sensory overload right now, though. I'm not gonna lie. Like, there's just a lot going on. A lot of betas, a lot of colors. Ranchu, discus, fancy guppies. Okay, let's see, fancy guppies. So they're saying $80 for 8 fish. How many do you get with this? Full gold guppy fish, pack of 5, mixed male and female. So okay, I mean you're getting specific strains of guppies. Yeah, I mean this site does seem to be like relatively high prices, I guess. I'm not that tapped into guppy pricing really, but I mean yeah, they're but they're a specific strain. They're nice. It's not like just mixed fancy guppies. You know what I mean? So okay, sure, why not? Why the heck not? But anyways, you could tell from the title the person already is kind of like I don't know what they're talking about because they've only listed two websites. So it kind of just seems like they're not aware of generally the fact that yeah, there are some sites with some higher prices. These are just their only two examples, and apparently that means that the prices are just going crazy and the hobby's collapsing. So where on earth is everyone getting their fish right now in the US? I just had to abandon all my plans because I realized this would be how much the fish were. It's outrageous. I've been working for a year on my fish setup. You would think if they're working for a year on the fish setup, like that would involve like finding places to buy fish and like how much the fish cost. Like it's just kind of hilarious to think that someone could quote unquote be working on their fish setup for a year just to have their plans foiled at the end when they realize that the fish are apparently too expensive for them. I just it's kind of like when someone like has an issue with a fish and they tell you like, oh, the fish like they died after I did XYZ, and then you're like, did you research the fish? Because like if you look up XYZ, it says don't do that, and you did that. You're like, I researched it for months and months before I ordered these fish. It's kind of giving the same energy with this right now. So I think that's why this post was so heavily downvoted because the person just kind of seems incompetent. But all right, I've been working for a year on my fish setup, finding stuff on Marketplace for free or cheap and refurbishing it bit by bit. And I had my heart set on exactly what I wanted. My husband and I just lost our best friend after a long, horrific battle with cancer. Oh my goodness. My condolences. What's up, Cheryl? To me, okay. We got this tragedy. So I thought I'd finally give myself the help. Anything. I can't believe this. Okay, so maybe that's playing into some things of how this post maybe isn't the most reasonable. How's it going, Cheryl? I just wanted fancy platinum or blue topaz guppies and some rice fish. But even just the cleanup crew would be like $60 to $100 or more. Just the cleanup crew. What cleanup? What cleanup crew is possibly $100? Every place online is charging way more for their fish, if you can even find them right now, and then charging $20 to $40 for packaging and shipping. I mean, $40, yeah, that's like okay, yeah, that hurts. I understand, but they started the range at 20 to 40. I feel like $20, like, I mean, it's still a decent amount, but like, I'm not gonna question $20 charge of shipping. Like, once it gets like past 30, that's when you start thinking like, okay, man, the shipping. I feel like 20, I'd kind of just expect the shipping to be around that. So I'd say the absolute lowest charge for shipping is Aquahuna, who does the $25 for overnight, and then I want to say the 3 day. I don't know what that is. It's below 20 though. I would say that's about the lowest from like a big retailer. All right, but $40 shipping is the baseline for dams. I even asked my local fish store and they couldn't get them either. They're relying almost solely on local hobbyist breeders. Where are people shopping for pretty fish at a decent price? When does anyone think the prices will come back down? Or will they? This could really hurt the aquarium industry. So I think that people were, there's a few things about it. Just the general tone, a lot of conclusions being drawn from like just partial, information. Shirley said Aquahuna is my nemesis. I can't get fish from there. Ah, man, Aquahuna. It's like the ex I can't quit, man. I love Aquahuna. I don't know, man. I've had more luck, good luck than bad luck. I live in Washington State. Oh man, you can't even get. Oh, you can't get fish from there because you're in the same state. Ah, yeah. That's hilarious. That sucks. Um, but yeah, drawing a lot of conclusions like this could hurt the aquarium industry, and you're like listing only two sites, and like I don't know. And then like, is it really that hard to find? Let's see. They wanted fancy, platinum, or blue. Let's look up blue topaz guppies. I mean, here's a trio of blue topaz albino blue topaz for 30. Live Aquaria popped up. Oop, don't want to do that. I'm seeing a lot of albinos. I don't know if that's different than what they're saying. Fancy platinum guppies. Let's look up those up. Cause like I feel like the things they say they want to buy, you can find them. I mean, look at this. You got Coast Gym USA. They got, looks like you can get a pair for $30. So yeah, this person, like, I don't know. They did zero research. They're clueless. Absolutely clueless. But this post got my attention mostly because Dan's Fish was in the title, because I already knew that people are going to be mad just because this person's complaining about Dan's Fish prices, which is kind of an interesting thing on Reddit. Like, people, just in general on Reddit, people like just defend stuff for no reason so hard. And I already knew that like the Dan's Fish, the fans of Dan's Fish would already be upset that this person even put them in the title. And you can see they edited it to say this is not an attack on Dan's Fish or Tropic Flow. Although funny enough, nobody was mad I mentioned the latter. So they're even salty here. Everyone's just mad about the Dan's Fish mention, but no one cares about the fact they also complain about another company. Oh my goodness. Okay, so you can look at it. When the comments have more upvotes than the post itself, that's when you kind of get the idea of how people have been feeling about this. But oh shit, it's the second coming of Nick. There you are, Bob. I've been waiting. Bob, you're in the thumbnail. Did you not see? I put you in the thumbnail, and you weren't even here. You weren't even here. But you can see the top comment, 300 upvotes, more than the post. Dan's Fish is not where you go for cheap fish. They specialize in ethical purchasing and shipping of fish. Nothing's cheap anymore, etc., etc. Also, the rice fish they're complaining about are rare variation. So, of course, there's a rare tax. OP is just trying to find excuses to complain. Now, I'm curious, like, what rice fish on Dan's Fish were so expensive. Let's see. They said that it was $90 for 2 rice fish. Yeah, so that they're getting that because yeah, it's 25 each, plus the $40 of shipping. So yeah, that would be $90. How rare are these rice fish? I have no idea. I really don't. I'll be honest. From the photos of them, they're like, there's a lot cheaper rice fish that to me look comparable. So, I mean, I wouldn't buy them. That they kind of seem mid to me. But that being said, yeah, I mean, a specific strain of rice fish is probably going to be a bit more expensive, but the shipping does kind of put it over the line there. Really, this post just seems like a giant rant about their life problems. This comment said, yeah, I kind of agree. I kind of agree with that. But then you do have another post. So this comment here has 200 upvotes, and they're kind of agreeing, at least on the price front. Okay. So this person said, hi, I own a fish/pet store. I have not seen prices like that, and my prices are not even close, nor is my neighboring fish stores across town, but prices are up. Now, I can't believe they got away with saying this and not get downvoted based on how people were reacting in other places. But I will say that I've talked to probably, and this is not like a lot, I've talked to like over a dozen people that own a business bringing in fish and selling them to some capacity. And this has basically been their reaction to the prices on some websites, like not just Dan's Fish, but Dan's Fish is a common, offender. Like there's a lot of people when they tell that when I ask them, because it's not like this is the first time this has come up, but a lot of people like they have a hard time coming up with the numbers like for figuring out how these numbers come along on some of these dance fish prices. So I thought it was interesting that there's an LFS store person here that is at least co-signing the fact that the prices are unusually high. I thought that was interesting. Just because of how many people are like, well, blah 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 blah. It's rare fish for rare price. Futu said, "Hardest working fish stream. Let's go." That's right. That's right. We're all in here working, man. Ordering fish right now is very hard. Tariffs unfortunately made ordering impossible. We used to do business with farms overseas with relatively no problems. However, the order quantity has to be way overboard. I have to order 500 guppies at a time, and my order has to be a minimum dollar amount to the like of which I've never spent. Essentially, to do the pricing, the only people who are ordering fish are now middlemen slash distributors. So the LFS is getting them for much higher prices because most of us simply can't stock thousands of fish. Carry a variety, about 43 different types of fish that I usually buy 20 to 30 at a time, depending on the species, blah, blah, blah. If I wanted to restock from overseas, that would be 21,000 fish. We simply can't do it. Okay. This person said I can't visit my LFS and walk out under $200. Okay, they say they keep mostly fresh water, salt water. That makes sense. I was gonna say, come on, man, that's an impulse control issue. Cheryl said my closest LFS prices are getting ridiculous lately. I know they buy a lot of fish locally for cheap, but they price the same. Whether that's like one thing I've seen. Like so, House of Tropical is near me. I've seen like fish, or I've know people that have traded fish in there and what they got for it, and I've seen the prices they've been listed for. And even I know people that have sent Dan's fish. I see the prices that they got for it and what he listed them for. And marking up fish is the name of the game. There's all sorts of costs that I think probably do justify a markup. How much of a markup is going to just depend. What's your store's overhead? What's its rent? And then if you don't know all that, it can be hard to be like, this store's price is ridiculous. But when it comes to, hey, I know this person traded in this fish or sold this fish to the store for $2 a fish, and then you go in and it's like, $30 a fish, then yeah. So I think that's one thing that's like, I kind of laugh when I see some of these comments super defending uh super defending prices of certain things because, bro, just like any other industry, like when people are able to, they have an excuse to raise prices, they will. So I mean, the tariffs is kind of a perfect opportunity for people to just be, hey, I'm already marking up this fish 5x. What's another 3x? What's the problem? Maven said, did you see the update short I put up a little bit ago about the tank everyone put together last night? I did not. What's up, Jose? Said shortstop, going to bed soon, early shift. Appreciate you stopping by, man. Always catch the replay. Hey, replay people, I need more comments from you. The fun part of streaming is the conversation back and forth. If I don't get comments, like, bro, I think Nona is usually commenting, and then on the replays, and then Cam Jam, thank you, ma'am. They usually comment. I'm not saying like comment replay crew. I'm saying I like when people comment with like whatever. You can leave 10 comments like as you're watching, as if you're in chat. Leave a comment responding to something. I enjoy that. Shirley said we did on my live stream. Everyone helped. We had a lot of fun. It would turn out great too. Okay, I have to pull that up in a second. Remind me if I don't pull it up next, but I'll pull it up. But I'm glad you said that, Cheryl, about the give me some examples of some ridiculous prices recently or your LFS. Because yeah, I think that's the one thing with trading and selling the stores. I think people need to start demanding more because we've kind of accepted this, oh, you get 33% of retail. Like, it's kind of bullshit. Like, one, you're saving them a lot of work. Like, if it's an actual nice fish, I'm not going to take 33% of retail. Like, if I'm breeding a fish that, for instance, let's say it's a seasonal fish and they can't order it in right now. Bro, they are scamming you. Especially like if you hear about some of these nice fancy guppy strains or whatever that apparently the minimum if it's true that the minimum amounts for them are high, and like, you know, like, bro, the fish stores are scamming so many people with this 33 1/3 of retail value narrative. Like, who decided that was the rule? You're saving them freight. You're saving them having to maybe pick it up from the airport. Oh my God, you're saving them so much. And then the fish are probably better quality and raised in water. Like, no, bro, I'm not taking 33. And this is what I've said to a store before. Listen, add locally bred to the tag, and then if you have to make the price a little higher, most people will accept it if it's a locally bred thing. Most people would pay more to have a fish that was bred locally because it is probably going to be, not all the time, but generally it's going to be in better condition. And I think store people do like them for that reason. Um, my LFS wants 5 each for micro boars and $20 for longfin albino bristlenose plecos, but they're going to hell lately. So that has been, I've seen normal plecos for 20 recently. Apparently the wholesale price on some of the plecos is relatively high. I forget the exact number. A guy told me once, but like, yeah, apparently I don't know. Like, plecos aren't that hard to breed, but for some reason they're not as cheap wholesale as you would think. I don't really understand. I know my LFS bought 6 discus for $90 total, then sold it for 120 each. Oh man, I know this because I was trying to get them from a lady figure takedown. Oh man. Cheryl said they'll take any surrenders for free to sell for retail markup. Yeah, exactly. Now, it depends. Like, sometimes it really is a service for them taking stuff for free. They're taking a disease risk, a space risk. Maybe it's not that cool of a fish or whatever. So it's like, I don't really mind if they try and make some money off of it. But if it's actually a nice fish worth something like discus, you know, but then you're in the situation like that person. They're just trying to break down a tank. So the LFS is usually in a very strong negotiating position because for most fish, they can pass on it. Now, if they can make like a 300% profit off of you by paying you 1/3 of retail or whatever, then yeah, maybe they'll do it if it's worth the space for the fish and the disease risk or whatever it is. But like a lot of time, it's not really a big deal for them to just pass it up. They don't really need the fish from you. But that's why I said if it's something that's actually hard to get regularly, like it's seasonal or it's expensive to bring in, and the minimum thing and stuff, then I wouldn't take I would not take 1/3 of retail price. Like, that's a joke. That's a joke to me. That's a joke to me. Especially there's some fish that if a store gets it in, they sell them out very quickly. Like Corridor cystatus, bro. The stores are selling them for 15 each right now. Okay, and they do not stay in the store that long. They really do not. So William said, "Be interesting to see a cost breakdown for LFS for sure." And like that's another thing I would love to get into, and maybe yeah, I have to ask like Blake or Luis or some of the other people we've done streams with, but like all the fees related. So when you're selling to a store, you know, again, 1/3 retail price is like just a number everyone for some reason has agreed is acceptable. I don't agree in a one size fits all rule for most things. Definitely not this. Um, but if you take 1/3 of retail price, they're also saving on all those other fees. So again, there's freight charges, but I think there's other associated fees and time costs too, probably if we ask someone to break it down. And then again, like Pooja said, they might have bulk numbers, but they don't have the quality that hobbyist brings to the table. Yeah, but then also they don't have to order a bunch of other fish because what if they only want 20 of that fish usually, but it wouldn't be worth it to just order 20 of the fish. They have to order a bunch of these other fish from that place to make it worth the shipping cost. You know what I mean? Now you're kind of saving them a lot because now they don't have to buy all those other fish from that person. They're not importing status anymore. They're available as tank bred locally now. That's nice. Yeah, I think House of Tropicals near me usually has some hobbyist bred like pygmy cories and the albino pygmies, I think. So that is nice. Nick, make sure to be in live chat, not top chat. I'm in live chat right now, man. I got it this time. Only because I warmed up before. Only because I warmed up before. Okay, complaining about the prices of a rare variety of fish from a fish breeder. From a fish breeder. That's fish that's well known for exclusive and high value livestock, and generalizing that one price tag to the whole hobby is the wildest attempt to stir drama and look for attention. You don't have money for rare fish, go to your local box store for $3 guppies and quit trying to drag reputable fish breeders through the mud. Well, first of all, they didn't mention any fish breeders, so I don't know what this person's talking about. Dance fish not breeding fish. Second of all, the rice fish and Putu, I forget if you think this is a Putu knows the most about rice fish compared to me. I don't know if there's any other rice fish people in the chat, but like I don't know what a fair price for the marriage kissing Medaka rice fish are. They have 244 of them. They're $25 each. I don't really know what a fair price for them is. But like the guppies they were mentioning were not, I don't think, really rare, and you can find those for cheaper other places. So I mean, because what was the one? It was Topaz. Topaz. It's not even in stock. Platinum. Yeah. I don't know. Well, here's a $20 pair. Okay, this is a $60, $50. So I mean, they listed two places that seem to have higher pair prices. But like when we looked on eBay and whatever other place, but then I don't know what the quality of those are. Okay, Putu says daylight robbery for these Medaka. The person's specific complaint about them was it's $90 if you wanted to buy two of them because Dan's Fish is $40 minimum for shipping. What's retail on transvestitis? That's a good question. I've seen them. Bananachromis in general have been lower price recently. I think they've become like a lot more available recently because I've seen them on different places for less than they're being sold. Well, I guess it's probably a wild caught versus bred thing. Also, the tank raised ones are more expensive. Let's see, what spot is selling wild unsexed Nanochromis transvestites for 30 each, extra small. That's pretty expensive. I think the extra small part is what makes it more expensive to be. OMG, I thought that was just this scene for the streamer. No, that's why I agree, Steve. Why does YouTube automatically want the comments filtered? It's really annoying. This is the real reason Dan Wasabi's bread. You don't pay nothing for him. He says he only pays 25%. I mean, now with tariffs, yeah, it is annoying. You have to change it to live chat even for normal people. Now with tariffs, like buying hobbyist bread stuff just seems to make more sense in general for certain fish. But like I do think that hobbyist breeders have been taken advantage of by LFSs for sure. I mean, I've said on stream many times. A lot of people have said like, "Oh, you bred a lot of this fish. You just send it to Dan." I'm like, I don't feel like getting robbed. It's not like I need to make the most money off my fish possible, but like, even like, no, no. I do think that he does very well by buying hobbyist bred stuff. Some of it, depending. I mean, there could be some that's more expensive because it's hobbyist bred. I don't actually know, but some stuff I'm sure. Shirley, I'm hoping my albino pygmy starts spawning soon. The females gain rotund, very nice. My Hestatus have been growing up. Some of the juvies they're looking like adults. I'm pretty excited. Yeah, mine always sets the top chat. So Putu, you do think 25 for the marriage is highway robbery? I mean, I can't find them anywhere else. So I guess if they're that rare, but they do claim to have 244 of them. So that's another thing with the amount of quantity. that they got of them. It's kind of crazy that they still had to price them this high. So I mean, they must have paid a lot. Um, Also, the larger online stores are constantly doing a bait and switch, at least for Madakas. The fish you get do not look like the photos, where hobby spears have to send fish to look like the photos or risk sinking their business. That's a good point. Listen, I'm glad that I'm not one of those people that chase every new, quote unquote, new color of shrimp. Man, there has to be almost no part of the hobby that is scammed more often and more happily than the people that are super into shrimp. Like sometimes I see the shit they're talking about. I'm like, are you guys for real? Like you're you're falling for this koi sunbursts Kool-Aid pack shrimp shit. Like you're not gonna get a shrimp that looks like this. And then fair enough, they get them in and they're like, yeah, man, where's the red? Where's the oh God forbid they say it's got supposed to have purple in it. Every time someone says a shrimp got purple in it, it's like do I got to put on the right glasses, like sunglasses, like on some saltwater shit? Like, what do I got to do to see this? Fuji said they named them something fancy and called them rare. There's people who claim to pay hundreds per shrimp for special breeders. Yes. I mean, some of them make, like, if you're the first person to get the orange eye shrimp, then probably I could see paying a lot of money for some breeders of those. Uh, Okay, I responded to this comment actually. Well, but this one said probably unpopular opinion. More expensive fish would probably be good for the hobby and whittle down the number of people not taking it seriously at all. I actually kind of agree with this in the sense that I have said on stream, I don't think that there is necessarily such a thing as a fish that's priced too high. Like it's a living thing, you can price it whatever you want. Will people buy it? I don't know, but if someone does buy it, they'll probably take better care of it than if it was $1. You know what I mean? Shirley said, I can't wait. Ross said, same shirt? Bro, I can't stand this guy. I can't stand him. Bro, you should just produce it. Why don't you make some content, man? You clearly understand some basic concepts here. You're talking about, oh, we gotta save this topic for next time. Oh, different shirt. Oh, make sure this is a separate stream. Like, you got all the stuff in your head for it, and you just want to come into chat and harass me and try and make me be better. I just can't stand it, bro. Ross is the worst. But yeah, Shirley, those kaleidoscope guppies, I'm sure they're very rare. I think everyone should just start naming whatever fish. Like, actual hobbyists will look at you sideways like, bro, why are you naming this fish like something different? It's just a XYZ. But like the masses, man, you name something a blueberry strawberry shake guppy or something, give it a food name, the sales are going to increase like 30%. It's wild. I say just everyone should just do it. I mean, Dan is selling Pelvicochromis Pulcher for like $50 a piece and calling them blue crabensis. So at the very least, just add a random color to the name. You know what I mean? I feel like he's got the $40 his status. He should just start. He should give them a common name too. Oreo Corys. William said broke him mid sentence. I can't stand Ross, man. I can't stand Ross. I can't. No, it. Um, Same shirt. This guy. But I kind of agree. Now, this person, and again, I think Reddit comments are full of the dumbest people possible. Now, I've said on stream before, I've spent some time the last few months on some alt accounts practicing arguing with people on Reddit. I'm sure 70% of them are like AI. You know what I mean? Dead internet theory. I'm definitely becoming a believer. But like, Oreodoras, There we go, man. There we go. $40. Let's do it. Um, I'm sure I'm dead internet theory. I'm sure a lot of the comments are AI, but I've been practicing arguing with people on Reddit just because they're some of the most illogical, emotionally driven, like just nonsensical commenters. And I think it actually takes practice to communicate with these people productively. But this person immediately, and this is one of the things on Reddit that I think is so funny. Like, if someone disagrees with another person because it's online, they just it's never like a polite like, oh yeah, I disagree because it's always like, you're an absolute fool. You're totally wrong. How dare you? Like they always go immediately to that. So this kind of like garbage take. Nobody should have to go broke just to get a stamp of approval that they take the hobby seriously enough. It's not just fish. Everything is getting more expensive, and it's not going to stop anytime soon. There's nothing good about hobbies pricing more and more people out in a time where people need some kind of way to not think about how the world is on fire. Metaphorically, literally, for a couple minutes a day. JB Jeffrey says they might be. No, I think a lot of comments are bots. Like, here's the thing. I think that some fish should be more expensive. I don't think all fish should. There's always going to be cheaper fish. Like, prices are going up on some fish. There's still a lot of fish that are cheap. Like, I don't think the hobby will ever be in a place where there isn't an affordable fish. I think maybe people just want the certain special fish that are more prone to having their prices raised. But there's a lot of fish out there, like a lot, and many of them are not expensive. Like there's tons of really nice looking tetras and rasboras that are all $5 and below. You know, like what is it? Let's go to Aquahuna. I don't care. I need some example. I just want to get an example real quick. Because we already know, like, neon tetras, like, some of the most popular fish are the cheap. Bro, people are cheap. They're not buying most people aren't buying the expensive fish anyway. Okay, look at this. Cardinal tetra sold in packs of 9. Okay, $3 per cardinal tetra. $2.5 for ember tetra. $4 for medium rummy nose tetra. $4 almost for black emperor tetra. $2.40 for black neon, $3 for green fire, $3.5 for blue emperor tetra. And there's some nice looking fish. Diamond tetra, $4. Candy cane tetra, 3.25. Albino cardinal tetra, also $3. Longfin serpe tetra, under $4. Like, listen, this is just tetras. There's a lot of cheap fish. So like, I definitely disagree that like people are getting priced out of the hobby. You know what I mean? You're paying for 9, you end up with 3. All my Aquahuna orders have all been pretty good. I have lots of Aquahuna fish. On my panda cories, I think all of them came from Aquahuna. Definitely longfin ones. I have a lot of Aquahuna fish. I, I unapologetically like Aquahuna. I'm also willing to deal with DOAs and doing refunds for them if that happens, so it just doesn't bother me that much. But I think that experiences vary. I did have that one very bad order. That was terrible. I opened that one up on live. That's the great thing. My Aquahuna history, at least since I started streaming, I've unboxed them all live. I ordered some before I was streaming. I ordered a good amount. Like my pea puffers were from Aquahuna originally. Um, but they're also a wholesaler, so chances are a lot of people have bought fish coming from them anyway. ChatGPT, you create an argument with ChatGPT. Pretend you're an angry editor. Cool Ranch Rasbora. That's a good name. Ross said, I'd get some of those right damn now, take my money. Well, see, this, I think everyone should just start naming, like, if you're selling a Tetra, name it something. If it can apply, like Cool Ranch Rasbora, man, that works. But even though Aquamuna's prices are like a lot cheaper, like most of those fish in an LFS are like maybe like $1 or $2 more expensive at most. Okay, like all those fish are very cheap regularly. So that's why I use them as an example because those are all fish that actually are pretty cheap to buy in stores. Maven's just mad because they can't order from them because they're in Washington. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. Um, I'm fine paying a premium if it means fish mortality lowers and they're treated better at the store. If anything, the price is correcting to represent the cost of keeping these fish healthy. I agree with this in theory. It's hard to tell if that's what's happening. Ross says there's cheese on the grits. That's true. Well, I've had good grits without cheese on them. Gobo said you're not being priced out, you're being priced away from impulse buys. If you see a fish for a couple bucks, you won't think twice about it. You'll think that's a deal, take it home and worry about the details later. If it's $50, you're to say, oh, hang on, I need to think about this, etc. And I agree with this 1,000% because I go to all these auctions and I've done this myself. Like, listen, if a fish doesn't cost much, you're gonna treat it worse. I'm not saying you're gonna like abuse it or what, but like you're going to treat the fish differently, unconsciously, subconsciously. Like, you might think to yourself, "No, I don't. I treat them all the same. I love all my fish." But if you spend $300 on a fish, you're treating it differently than the fish you spent $3 on, unless you really just don't give a fuck, or you're just super rich and there's no difference. But I mean, regardless, if you think you're like, you know, you're probably doing your best to take care of fish in general. That's why I said even subconsciously, I've gotten fish for very cheap at the auctions, and I feel like I've been relatively successful with most of them. But did I overthink what I was going to put them in? Did I, as much as if I was paying a more significant amount of money on them? No. And then even subconsciously, like I'm sure that there are differences. You know what I mean? Like, hey, Jesse said $300 on a fish. That's nothing. I'm just saying, bro. Like consciously, subconsciously, there's a difference. Ross said, "Nope, all my babies drink Fiji in here." LOL. Um, so I don't know where my I replied in here somewhere. I basically just agreed, and then I said that I think like specific. Here we go. I said, I agree for some fish. That's why at the end of the day, even if I think the price of a fish is too high, it's a living thing, and whoever pays a higher price will probably take better care of it than someone that paid $1. And then I said, like a lot of fish that grow really large should be a lot more expensive, in my opinion. I don't spend Aquahuna is a budget fish keeper's wet dream. That's what I'm saying, bro. Aquahuna is the goat for that. I'm sorry. I'm not I'm not sorry. Listen, I've been transparent about my Aquahuna escapades. Everyone has questioned me from ordering for them this much a lot. I like them. Okay? I like them. Sue me. I've made it work. Maven said, I don't spend amounts of money on fish. I forget what I pay for them unless I wrote it down, but I have 72,000 fish. My favorite are the ones that are the most fun. Yeah. I mean, ideally, like for the auction stuff, usually Ross said you would, bro. I change shirts. Okay. So yeah, I think fish that get like the monster fish that are sold small, super cheap, I think should be more expensive. Um, I like this comment. Dan's fish are high quality. OP is an idiot and doesn't realize the cost of everything is going up. You want high quality fish? It takes a lot of equipment and care to produce them. I do think OP, like, this person just seems like they're having a hard time. They just kind of come across like a complete fool in this thread, so not a very sympathetic figure. But I think the idea of what fish prices are too high, are fish prices too high, like all that stuff, I think is an interesting thing to think about. The voice was funny, yo. You like the voice? Any fish you wouldn't trust to order from Aquahuna? I gotta do another test, honestly. My worst experience was with the Rams, but then I think SVC got Rams from Aquahuna. He's been breeding tons of them, and they bred like immediately for him. So, you know, I think another thing that happens, and And one thing about Aquahuna that's nice is they have reviews open on all their fish right there. So if you look at the time, you can identify periods of time where there's been a lot of DOAs on a fish and something went wrong with whatever the fish they got in, or maybe it was a weather event. So if you look at a fish on Aquahuna and all the recent reviews are good, I would say go for it. If you look at and I'm talking about like the last 2 months. You know what I mean? Uh, if you go to Aquahuna and you look at the reviews, and like you can see the reviews are, that's another thing. People say they're bad or whatever. I mean, they have pretty good reviews on a decent amount of things. And you can see here, so look, and I would say they seem to get a lot. So like we got 1 2-star here. Okay, then we got 2 5-stars. Okay, we got another 1-star, another 3-star. Okay, but you can see they're all recent. So to me, this is within the acceptable range. Like, okay, we got a few varied things. But like when I ordered my Rams, I went back and looked, and like look at this. You got a few bad ones on these. Okay, now it's getting back to better. But the point is like sometimes I've gone to here and it's been like every single review is 1-star for a fish from the last month. That's when I would be like concerned. But the problem is that it's really small sample sizes. Like for me getting one bad shipment, and this is a kind of a unexpectedly balanced take that Aaron has. Aaron doesn't really think anyone has good or bad fish, like that there's that big of a difference. I'm starting to kind of agree with him to some extent. But if you get one bad shipment from a place like this that's sending you something, like it really is a small sample size in the grand scheme of things. So that's why I kept giving them another chance. And it's worked out for me most of the time. But yeah, I would say read the reviews. They leave them there for you. Make an informed decision. There's going to be a lot of bad ones, be a lot of good ones, but if they're all bad, like all of them are bad in like the last 2 months, then maybe something is a little bit strange with whatever they got going on. What's their most popular? Zebra Aquatics, what's up, man? Nice to see you in the chat. Said I've had better luck with Aquahuna than Tristan's fish. Oh man, don't say that, man. I was lusting over some Tristan's fish listings the other day. What happened with your Tristan's fish order? As he says, if a fish is over $3, it's too expensive. That's kind of the energy that post had. Timper said, ultimately, if people buy them, then the price isn't too high. I agree. I don't think there's like a price that's too high, or I'm like, oh, these people are the worst. Like Dan's Fish, I think he has ridiculous prices. What I mean by that is I would never buy from him because I just don't. That's not a price I'm willing to pay, and I don't think that it's worth it. I don't think the value is justified there. But, and this is in every single industry, there's a luxury branch of every industry, and I think it's a healthy and good thing. Okay, there's clothing brands where it's the same clothes as a $5 shirt, but you put a logo on it, now it's $1,000 shirt. Okay, I have no problem with that. Dance fish is luxury, expensive fish. You buy it, you feel like you got the best treatment ever. It's a good experience. Totally makes sense to me. That exists in every single industry. If people are buying it, then the price isn't too high. Okay, some people just have that money. The price is too high for me. I think the price is ridiculous. But if he's selling a bunch of stuff and I'm in a successful business, I can't say that the price is, you know, quote unquote, too high in general. How much will the prices go up if he starts vaccinating them? That's fucking hilarious. If Ross no buy, it is too high. Fish scripture. Yo, Ross buys expensive fish, so if he's not buying them, then it is high. Petition to make Oscars $60. They should, Bob. The Oscars at my LFS are $15. I broke almost 30 tanks now. What the, bro? What are you doing? What are you pulling tanks off the side? Hey, yo, couple fish with a $5 donation said luxury streamer. Ah, that's so funny. Luxury fish streamer. That's exactly the kind of thing I'm talking about, man. You put a poverty streamer and just be a luxury yeah. Hardest working luxury fish streamer. Yo, couple fish, I appreciate you a lot for the 5. Thank you very much for trying. For the most part, if you quarantine and prep your fish when received, they're likely to survive and thrive. Yeah, I agree. W's in the chat for couple fish. Hardest working luxury fish streamer. Let's go. Yeah, I put on a collared shirt because it was what I could get on without messing with the headphones too. So, but it kind of works for the luxury fish streamer. Like, I need to get my Apple Watch and then like, let's go. Yeah, William with the W's for a couple fish. Um, oh God. Okay, so let's discuss. Let's discuss as a chat. This comment lays out a whole long defense for Dan's fish. Okay, I just want to see, are we buying this? Does it make sense? Here we go. So Dan's fish are ethically sourced and go through extensive quarantine process. The DA process extends for like a week after they hit your tank. You can almost guarantee a surefire, great experience, but you pay for it. All right, point number 1. I think point number 1 is fair. Okay. Y'all had me fish shopping for a bit that I realized I need to fish from first. Only have 2 open QT slash. Bro, I know, dude. The stream honestly is bad for me too because I'd be lusting after so many. Like I was gonna do no fish November. It's already toast. It's already done. It's already done. And now I have to. The good thing is I've been organizing, so like I do have some space. Like I still have about. There's 3 10-gallons I can put stuff in right now, and probably two 20 longs that I could put stuff in. And one of my 20-gallon low boys doesn't really have much in it. So like I have space right now. Puchu said Dan is the Apple of fish sellers. I would, honestly, Apple has great prices on. No, I disagree. Apple has great prices on some stuff. Right, like there was a time. So I grew up. I've had Apple computers my entire life. Okay. Yo, what the hell? Yo, Ross with the 2. Thank you, Ross, for the 2 the 199. He said for your next Aquahuna order. Bro, you just bought me 20 fish with that, man. Thank you. Thank you. Luxury fish streamer. Come on. Come on, man. Come on. I appreciate it, Ross. Thank you very much. It's so fun. Oh my gosh, man. I'm dead. I'm glad I bought some cool fish today, or I might be shopping online. Yeah, I know. So I'm still gonna try not to buy too many fish. And this ACM auction, I'm hoping to get rid of a bunch of fish. Like there might be some fish that I straight up and just like I'm emptying my tank of them. Now it's not many because I like most of the fish that I buy and tend to keep breeding. But on Dan's Fish Mean, no, Apple has like so okay. This is a sidebar, but so for whatever reason, my family has always liked Macintosh stuff. Like I had the G4 laptop, I had the old fashioned fruity iMac growing up, fruity iMac, because my dad was a super, he's a super nerdy guy. So, some people buy trampolines and other stuff. We were into computers. You know what I mean? So that was something that was prioritized. We didn't have a pool. You know what I mean? Some of these other things. No, we got a computer. So I say that to say I've had them for a long time, and there was a period of time where the value prospect on buying a Mac, there was a lot of arguments for the anti-Mac people. These days, it's a great time to be an Apple fanboy on the computer front. I'm not gonna lie, man. They're doing great. The pricing's good. The product's good. Compatibility, oh my gosh, man. Being a gamer, growing up on Mac, I didn't have my own PC until I was an adult. Okay, so if there's any game that ran on Mac early in the days, I played it because there's only so many games. So every game that was Mac compatible ever, I played it. Then of course they did introduce the ability to install Windows on a Mac, so then you know there's a little flexibility there. But yeah, I would say that I think comparing Dan to like a clothing brand or something like that is probably a bit easier. You know what I mean? When we're talking about luxury, that's what I always think of. Like, what's a Lucky Jeans? No, no, not Lucky Jeans. Sorry. Okay. Luxury clothing brands. Oh, I got the perfect example. You guys remember Allbirds? Because it got to be a product that their whole thing was like, oh, it's more sustainable or something like that. Now, this is kind of doing Dan dirty because these shoes suck and fall apart in 3 months. But Dan is Zara. Okay, that's a little bit closer. Okay, luxury clothing brands. I don't think it's like crazy like Hermes or something like that. Let's see. Okay, luxury ethical clothing brands. Dan is Vera Wang. Okay, sure, let's go with that. Marriage Christian Nadaka. You get the point. You get the point. Luxury. Cheryl said, I decided that since they were gifted to me, they don't count towards my monthly acquisition limit. I haven't bought fish, but I've received from UPS today. I'm hopeless. No, I count that. I don't count fish in auctions either. The one fish I'm getting is Dan is Tom's. Yeah, that could be it. That could be it. Or even like the more expensive brands, we go like Macy's, like the Ralph Lauren and stuff like that. You know what I mean? But yeah, okay. True Religion jeans. That's a good one. That's a good one. I got true. I have a few True Religion things that my cousin re-gifted me back in the day. Yeah, True Religion jeans. That's not a bad one. That's not a bad one at all. Let's see, woman's denim. What, they got a spinning wheel? What the hell? Yeah, man. Holy! This is not. This is turning into a different kind of stream. Let me get out of here, man. $100, $160 jeans. My God. All right. Like Patagonia. Ooh, Patagonia. That's a great example too. That's a great example. What's up, SC? You guys are cooking with these. All right. So number one, I would say I mostly agree with this. The only thing I'll say is like a lot of places are doing not a lot of places, but more places than just Dan now have better sourcing and extensive quarantine prices. And my local fish store obviously shares, I've confirmed some of them my own just through my investigatory practices, but like there's some stores around me that clearly use some of the same suppliers as him. So could be true, but like not necessarily a justification for price because there's a lot of places that do that and don't charge $40 for corridor status. But for the most part, point one, sure. The DOA extending for a week is pretty generous, specifically. That definitely is. A lot of stores are like Blake. Blake doesn't do a guarantee. He doesn't do a guarantee for fish. A lot. I think many places don't. They're actually kind of going away from the guarantees, or they'll have like fish they deem as more sensitive, and those are the ones with no guarantee, which I think is kind of funny. Shoot, just remembered I need to turn my BAP submissions for the weekend. Yay me, they're slightly a pain in the ass. Ooh, I need to do mine. I still haven't fully figured out what I'm BAPing this meeting. I already listed and we'll talk about that when I go over the auction. We'll go through the room and look at all the different things I might BAP. But what are you BAPing, Cheryl? Okay, number two, Aquahuna is a wholesale site that does not quarantine or proactively treat. Now, I guess this is mostly true. Aquahuna does have a wholesale wing. I don't know if their fish that they sell retail are different or treated differently. A lot of places don't proactive. People are moving away from proactively treating a bit, or you're hearing a lot more of we treat if there's something wrong and stuff like that. And honestly, like I'm also kind of moving away from that in some ways. Um, Even just us like reading these papers and stuff, it does seem like the best thing you can do is just have the fish be healthy and then just prevent them from getting sick in the first place. And then you're probably going to be all right. Cheryl said I have green tiger barbs, least killies, a pistol agazizi, fire red, and ooh, you got the Barbados? Man, I'm trying to get some Barbados, man, sometime. Congrats. That's a fire Skylar My Stacks Barbados. Sorry, let me read it for anyone just listening. That's a fire Baptist, man. Yo, so Chad was here the other day. We talked for like 3 hours. He was just hanging out in the room, and I meant to get to the BAP thing, but I promise January 2025 at the latest we'll launch the online BAP stuff, and I'll definitely need help with people just as we get closer who want to be involved to help it go, but also just help it make sense. But Cheryl just reminded me that this is like an awesome BAP list. Um, Another thing that's interesting about the online BAP 2026. Sorry, my bad. Um, Another thing about the online BAP stuff that I think is better than not better, but like an advantage is like when you're BAPing locally, you tend to saturate the area with certain stuff. You know what I mean? Especially if you're BAPing to multiple clubs. So I think if we can get the online BAP working, and if we can figure out a way to do an online BAP auction, then another benefit is there's a lot of cool fish that don't necessarily get spread wide as much. That would just get a bit more exposure that way. But that's what I think. Ross says any store that sells online should do a weekly YouTube video walkthrough of the tanks for the public to see. I agree. I think the unboxings are good. The new fish videos. Like I just saw Louise did one for the butterfly barbs. And I was like, let's go, Louise, let's go. Like, because I was trying to tell her, I was like, listen, you can just, do the video, talk over it, like keep it simple. But like, I think it's a big help, even if it's just a phone footage of the fish and you're talking over it. Like, a lot of people would greatly appreciate that. Like, we already talk about, even if they don't have pictures of the fish, if a store just posts a list of species they got in, we're looking at that every week. So having a video of like, hey, here's the fish that are in the store, and you get to actually see them and the condition they're in. And then it just pops up on people's algorithm, reminds them they wanted to buy them. I think that you should do that if you're selling online, especially. But if you're an in-person store too, I've gone to the store after seeing a post many, many times. William said, seeing some of the fish on our stream have me wanting to order. I apologize for that, man. I apologize. I at least can feel better knowing that when we're looking at fish together, I'm suffering from the same thing. Like I want to order fish, like, but it's like by talking about them or looking at them and just being into fish, you just want to get more. So it's definitely dangerous. If there's ever an ethical issue there, like man, we gotta limit the looking at fish. Everyone's buying too many fish. We're trying to talk Tropical Fish Co into doing regular walkthroughs on their YouTube channel. Yeah, man. I mean, when you're starting up a business, like it'll be a second before they can do that kind of stuff regularly. Like I can't even imagine, but I'm sure they'll start doing more walkthroughs and things like that. Especially once Chris gets out there, because I think Chris is super into media and cameras and all sorts of stuff. Jesse said should be getting Zaku species this week. Zaku species. Let's see. Oh, are those hill trouts? That's what they kind of look like to me. Zaku platypus. Oh, interesting. How big do these get? See, with Jesse, the size can be massive. Pause. 15 and 20 centimeters. Yeah, cool. It looks cool though. That would be so cool. Yeah, we will 100% do the online BAP. It's just I don't know when it'll be solidified, but I'll say January of next year at the latest because that's something that I really, 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 really care about. Those Zakus do look really cool. And oh yeah, Cheryl said the Zakus are awesome. Imperial Tropical Floors weekly fish check things on Fridays, I believe. You see their fish you ask to see, and they do a giveaway. Oh yeah, where does that happen? Because I've heard about that before. Like all this online retailers that do stuff like that, like the Flip Aquatic stream, I watched that for the first time today, briefly. That was as long as I could last. Um, they're kind of like talking about improving processes and stuff, and I kind of zoned out, and I was like, okay, but yeah, the store places that do that regularly, like for some reason, it just doesn't pop up for me. Like I missed them on their YouTube channel. Okay, yeah, my algorithm for fish stuff, like I've said many times, I don't primarily watch fish stuff on YouTube, so I just don't get it everything recommended to me. So I miss a lot of things. And then like the things that you're sub to, like don't just show up. I gotta like go to my sub tab or whatever. And... Oh yeah, but I see. Okay, Imperial Tropicals. They do the lies.
Hey, it's Adam with Vanish.
Jesus, we got an advertisement. Okay. Oh, this is live on one tank. Okay, here we go. New arrivals and giveaway. Yeah, see, this is nice. This is nice. And you see a thing like this, it only has 423 views, but this is like high quality content. Like you only need like 10 people from the stream to order something for it to be worth it, honestly. So like we did the live stream with Louise. Her store is 3 hours from me. And she said over the weekend, over 15 people that came into the store mentioned that they watched the stream. Now she might have been inflating those numbers just to kind of try and make me feel good, like, hey, it was totally worth you taking up all this space in my store for the day. But I'll just say that sometimes the impact of these smaller streams, like, is more than you think. So that's why if I was a business, I wouldn't look at like, oh, I only got 100, 200 views on like a short or whatever. Like those are probably high quality, views, and it's going to be there forever. And you only need someone to see it a couple of people to make an order off it to be worth your time. I mean, they're only streaming for 43 minutes. This isn't even a big time commitment, honestly. And it's got 54 likes, which is pretty good. Yeah, it's like a 12% engagement rate. It's not bad on the likes. There you go. Oh my goodness. Okay. So yeah, wholesale site doesn't quarantine and proactively treat. Also, wait. Oh my God. Dan's Fish doesn't proactively treat. I totally forgot about that. They don't proactively, at least when I emailed them last, they don't proactively treat. So this comment's wrong. Because their method now is if there's something wrong with them, they treat them. And if they want to see if something's wrong with it, they kill a fish. They kill two fish and put under a microscope. I think it's like they kill one and then another one later after they treat it or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, so this comment's wrong as to my understanding from when I last emailed them. As a result, there have been plenty. Okay. However, their DOA is pretty solid too. Yeah, the DOA is good on Aquahuna. Yeah, Jesse said, well, no, they go 102 testing it. Yeah, exactly. What's up? What's up, Cinnamon Girl? How's it going? Say hi to Kermit for me, as always. Yo, this is so funny. Trashing Aquahuna, but then going to Aquatic Arts. I've gotten some rough fish shipments from them. Their shrimp seem to be super solid, though. Offering more affordable prices, some rare fish and Dan's. Okay. Aquarium Co-op has a partnership with Dan's Fish and Imperial Tropicals. Not like it makes a big difference, but 5% is... Wait, they got it with Imperial Tropicals, too? Also, 5% is, like, almost too low for me to even bother remembering. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I guess it could make kind of a difference on bigger orders, but 5% is pretty... How often is there a 5% off code? Like, I don't know. That's kind of hilarious. Why would they treat it before killing the two? Listen, you're making a Aquabid and eBay possibilities. Just go with high ratings. Yeah, I think this is what I think. He said, Kermit says hi back. He has a new brother, Teddy, and King Charles Cavalier. Nice. Bob Bravo says 5% means nothing to Bob. Kansas said Aquatic Arts sold me poorly pigmented Hunchback Badaka. I'm salty. Hey, I've only ordered from them once, I think. So again, small sample size. So I can't really say, but uh, I think Aquabid and eBay. I don't fully understand the fish world. eBay's already huge. Tons of fish are sold on eBay. I think Aquabid is in a good position to make a comeback, though. I do. I think they're in a good position to make a comeback because honestly, the site, there's something about it. I just like it. It works. I like reading. I don't like a lot of visual clutter. I don't like, I got to scroll through 100 pages of tiny little boxes. Now, we got Aquafinder. Shirley, did you miss my comment? You told me 53 hours ago to remind you of the short I put up. I forgot. Oops. Okay. Thank you for reminding me. You were supposed to remind me, bro. Don't put this on me. You're trying to put this on me. It's on you. Come on, man. No responsibility. All right. Tankscape Part 2. Is this the one? Got a nice little scape going on here. There's what kind of is it? Emperor Tetras? I don't know. Okay, we got some loach. Was that Rosy Loach? Very orange. And they actually do get pretty orange. I like the rock. That's a nice rock. Hey, okay. I'm trying to zoom in on the one thing. Yeah, this rock right there, that's fire. I like that. This looks like it's going to be a good tank. Very nice. Now, is this... Let's see. I'm rock watching. Yeah, I need some big rocks like this. I like that. And look at this pro heater placement. Got it horizontal, hidden down there. That's how you know we're dealing with an expert here. And now I kept scrolling, and now I see the dog. Look at these high quality unboxing videos, man. This is what all the fish retailers should do. Is there a fucking dinosaur? Is that a goddamn dinosaur? What the hell was that? It just popped up very briefly. Wait, where's the dinosaur? Did I hallucinate that? I swear to God, bro. What the hell? I don't even know. Wow. Okay. Wait, what do you mean that's mean? That's not mean. I liked it. Um, 10 out of 10 dino, Captain said. What is this Aquafind? Okay, Aquafinder. Okay. So I like Aquabid. I think it can make a comeback, man. I do. I just think that the demand is there. Now, here is... this is like the Gills, I guess, equivalent. I guess. Right? Like this is like where hobbyists can list stuff or something. Aquafinder, am I wrong? Yeah, Aquafinder is a dedicated online marketplace for hobbyists and fresh. Okay, so I've kind of gone back and forth on this because I was at one point like, man, we need to get Gill's replacement, whatever. But honestly, bro, I just don't know if I believe in this site. High quality unboxing video. I know I phoned that in one. It looked good. It was a good it was a it was a good angle. Okay, good quality. Look, a lot of the businesses they don't even do that much. Like you can't even see like what they're even pointing the phone at. What's up, Johnny Best? How's it going? How's it going? I see Blood Parrot. I like. You like Blood Parrots? Okay. So I want to actually, because we haven't done this on stream, I want to look at Aquafinder and like actually critique it as a site or like see what we think. But this is not about Aquafinder. It's just the general idea of a fish marketplace. Okay. Here's the problem. Aquabid already exists, and I think it kind of does the thing. Now, so there's some payment process stuff they can improve. There's a lot of ways they can improve it. All right, but what the Johnny? You jumped in and already donated $5. Thank you, bro. Thank you so much. What the heck? Come on, man. You gotta stop. You gotta stop donating, bro. You're flexing on us too hard. But I really appreciate it, man. I do. I do. All right, the Aquahuna Fund just got $5. $5 higher. Thank you very much, Johnny. Um, listen, man. Hardest working. I'm trying to make the donations worth it. Try to make the donations worth it. We're going to try to put in some work tonight. Okay, but the fish marketplace thing in general, a place where hobbyists can sell fish. Good idea in concept. Here's the problem. eBay exists. It's actually really easy to sell fish on there, apparently. I haven't sold a lot of fish on eBay. I've sold a lot of isopods on eBay, actually. If you're going to buy isopods from me, buy them from my website. I don't really want to promote myself right now, so I'm not even going to talk about that. But the prices on my website are way cheaper. I have higher prices on eBay. But beyond that fact, it's really easy to sell stuff on eBay. So any hobbyist that wants to sell stuff can just list it on eBay. It's really easy to make your own website. eBay is a scam. They tax the fuck out of you. I'm good at. That's why my prices on eBay are a lot higher for that reason. But yeah, you got eBay. You got. It's just easy to make your own site, and then the tax isn't as bad. Then you got Aquabid, which people already know. Aquabid also, and here's the thing for a lot of these people. I'm timing out Captain for posting a link. I timed out Captain for 10 seconds posting my story. Okay, Captain, I'm sorry. I only did it because, well, one, just to troll, but two, I did it to Platypus in the Discord, so I'm trying to show solidarity for him. But no, don't post my website link for the love of God. What are we building tonight / today? That's a good question. I mean, we could. There's some stuff that actually I want to do in the fish room, so we could get there. I'm feeling good right now. I got energy. If you guys got energy, I don't know. Nick, do you register the Aquafinder? No. And I don't know if I will yet. I'm trying to get to there. But okay, so you got eBay. Then the second thing is it's very easy to make your own site and sell off of there. And then you have like people that just would rather they don't want to deal with shipping and stuff. They'd rather sell their LFS. Okay, but then the other thing is that Aquabid has great SEO. Okay, like buy blue Galaris. Okay, now there was a time. I think I need to actually do the Latin name. There's a lot of fish that when you search like buy and the Latin name is not working for the Galaris, so I guess my thing just went out the door. This is for eBay too, by the way. You notice that eBay is at the top a lot here. So eBay has great SEO, right? What's a fish that is mostly on Aqua? Let's go look on Aquabid and see. But one of the things that Aquabid has that a lot of these sites they're not doing their SEO right. you should be able to search some of these rare fish and have them pop up. When Vivi was going on, it took me like, I found the Galaris on there eventually, but it was like almost by chance. Okay, it took a long time. These sites that people are making are just not discoverable. I actually Googled Aquafinder and it didn't even pop up the first time. Like, so that's one thing. Okay, that's one advantage that things like Aquabid and eBay and stuff have, and why you can actually just list stuff and have it sell pretty quickly without having to like promote yourself anywhere or anything like that. Because if you have a specific enough thing, when people Google it, you're gonna pop up on Aquabid, you're gonna pop up on eBay, because however they've set it up, their SEO is pretty good for the most part. Now, of course, everything I'm listing, right? Everything I've searched so far, the Aquabid has not come up. Okay, but in the past, now, okay, I need to search something that isn't like on a wet spot right now. I think that's also part of the problem. SE said, I'm surprised Aquabid still works after dial-up was discontinued. I agree. Okay, here you go. So I do add the Aphysimian Gaboins that popped up. But anyways, yep. Okay, so for me, it's been the Achilles a lot. So you search Latin name for Achilles fish, it's not really sold anywhere else but Aquabid. So some of this niche stuff like that, like if you're selling killifish, you should list them on Aquabid, because if you search buy and then the Latin name, it's the only place people are selling them. Aquabid is probably heavily weighted in your algorithm. I mean, I could go somewhere else and have a similar result. You got the name in the listing. You got the name, like a lot of times the buy it now page will come up and the individual listing will come up. But then also, like I said, on eBay too, eBay has even better SEO and is almost always in the top for a lot of these fish that we've Googled. Okay. So basically, then you have to solve the problem. Why would I use this site in particular? So I would use this site if I knew if I listed something to it. William said, my favorite reason for Aquabid versus eBay is searching Latin names. Yeah. And then here's another thing with Aquabid that's nice, and this is actually kind of crazy and only really makes sense for people like us. So I'm not saying that, but you look at this page. What do you notice about this? I love this. Okay, I love everything about this page. There's no photos. Why do I love that? Because I don't have to scroll through 200 pages of photos. I can control F, search for the Latin name or whatever. If I want the photo, I know the name of the fish I'm looking for, and I'm clicking on it. So for me, for the stuff that I try and breed stuff that's a bit more specific, where people aren't stumbling upon it as much as they're looking for it. Like I'm trying to breed stuff because that's what I'm interested in, stuff that I have to go look for a lot of the time. So like the wild betta pairs and things like that, like it's a lot of fish that people aren't just, oh, I see a pretty photo of it or whatever, and I'm just happy to be on the site. It's like people are coming across it because they're looking for that fish specifically. So one thing about Aquabid to me that's unbeatable is I can go here. They have great categories, okay, for a fish nerd like me, and I can go to whatever specific category, like Corey's, and I can read all the names. Like this is like 20 listings. If these were all photos, it would take me a lot longer to go through and see what they have. And then when I like something, I can click on it and get my photo of it. So it actually is just like a lot better. It's a lot more usable. It's a lot more usable. And yeah, Putu, Aquabid for wild betta pairs. Yeah, there's a guy that the username is like that Thai guy with the fish or something like that. Every now and then he posts a bunch of really cool wild betta pairs. Right now, I'm not seeing a ton that are in the U.S., but some people have success with the international shipping. Cheryl said, "La la 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 la." Yeah, no fish November, no fish November. So I think for me, like, well, I don't list on Aquabid either, really. But like when I look at this site, and I'm talking about like hobbyist bred stuff, Nick was looking for a new outfit. Well, we were just searching luxury clothing brands, so um, maybe that's why. But when I look at the site, I'm like, okay, can you search which dealers are near you on Aquabid? So you can't search what um you I don't know if you can search it, but it does say a location. So like this is Sheridan, Wyoming, and it has a zip code. So I don't even have to search for that because I got that information on the listing. Um, so when I look at this site, this would what bring me to the site. Are there things listed here that I can't find anywhere else? That would bring me to the site. If things are regularly getting listed here that are not listed anywhere else, that I can act. If I'm like again how we've come across some of Luis's stuff in the past, if I'm searching for something and I can come across this site, then that's going to bring me, and then we'll start checking. We'll start checking it for cool things. You know what I mean? We check any place that regularly gets cool fish. We'll check on it. Um, and they're a new site, so they're probably Big Steve's on here. Say, look, this is something that could draw people. $10 Nanochromis transvestitis. That's a pretty good price. You know, when I can search by Nanochromis transvestitis and this uh, pops up, maybe it will. Um, I mean, they just made the site, but that's what I'm talking about. That's what they need to get stuff that aren't really listed that many places, so people can start searching for those things and finding that this is the site that's always here. I do like hobbyist bred stuff, and I do care about it. Now I'm a breeder, so I actually like buying wild caught stuff. I know, cancel me. I like buying wild. I like starting fresh because I like breeding stuff. That's what I enjoy. Um, so when I can, I just like getting wild caught stuff. So I mean, certain things, I guess, I'd be like hobbyist breeder, but then I'm so involved with the fish club and event stuff. I already know enough people that are breeding different things. I don't necessarily need this site. I don't need this site personally to find hobbyist breeding specific fish because I've made enough friends now that I can ask my friend, "Hey, do you know anyone that's breeding this?" You know what I mean? And it'd probably be faster for me. uh, William Justice said, any wild bettas with big mouths for mouth breeding, preferably blue pigmentation. Yeah. You like blue pigments on the bettas? I need to show my ninjas sometime. Harlequin shark. Okay, this is one thing that's interesting. So are you breeding Harlequin shark minnows, Jesse? Is this hobbyist bred or just hobbyist sellers? Oh, marketplace for aquarium community where hobbyists and professionals can buy fish online and sell. Okay, so it's not about breeding them. It's not even about hobbyist breeders. It's just a hobbyist marketplace. Okay, so this is one thing that actually could be good for the site. So Jesse is someone that doesn't have his stocking updated on his own site that well. But he probably does have some very specific things that he can list for sale that aren't in a lot of different places. And you see businesses do this on Aquabid too. Like I don't know if they're doing it anymore. But infamously, you have the Dan's Fish listings that just like consume Aquabid. You know what I mean? So I'm sure businesses will happily start listing on this site at some point once they see that there's enough traffic going to it. Putu, do you have Una Maculata Mahakam? I can let you know next time I have a spawn. ... Damn. Ooh, Jesse said his power went out. Yo, good. I'm sorry to hear that, man. I really hope my power doesn't go out. Have you seen the? Oh, is that what you're calling them? Green Hulk Moscow Guppies? The ones that you gave me? I think I have one male that has the tail that you like and one male that you don't. But that's another thing. Ross, he lists on Aquabid. This would probably be a good place for him to list stuff. So yeah, you know what? I think the marketplace thing is good. I just think that's the challenge. There's a lot of competition, but then again, I guess there is a lot of people that don't really feel like making their own site, don't really feel like using Aquabid, blah blah. So ultimately, I think this is. I hope that this is successful. I don't really want to sell a lot of stuff and ship a lot of stuff, so actually, I'm not very motivated to have more people buying things from me because I'm lazy. But yeah, honestly, I take back some of what I said earlier. I think this is good, but for a specific group of people, I can see this being useful. Now, does it have a way that this site is making money? That's the next thing. Because Aquavid, we know how they're making money. They got a billion ads, a billion. But how is the site funding itself? Because is there rehoming and free? Is there like a fee? Are they gonna do ads? Is there like, because you know what site I do hate? Morph Market. Oh my god, bro. There's only one person that I bought from on this site, and I would only use this site to buy from them. But this shit is atrocious, absolutely atrocious. Glassbox says things are on a good plat. Links to your shipping account, auto calculates and collects. Yeah, no, the Aquafinder thing is interesting. I saw your listings, Big Steve. The Aquafinder thing is interesting. I think for me, though, I just need to be able to search stuff on Google and have it come up because I'm not trying to go through this site for this kind of stuff right now. Like, I'd probably still go to Aquabid because it's easier for me to look at everything. I kind of get sensory overload on here. I'm not gonna lie. Like sometimes when we do the fish buying stream stuff, it does get exhausting, like going through page and page and page and page. And then when we get to the Aquabid portion, I'm like, oh yes, my eyes can rest. Like I can just read the names of the fish, But that's just a personal preference. Okay, there we go. Okay, it has a fee. It's like a percentage thing, but the guy's doing an introduction. Okay. Get a lifetime, ask Joe Kane. Yeah. I hate when people say rehoming, but they want a fee that is basically retail. Yeah. I hate a lot of marketing words like that, rehoming. What does that even mean? Where's the fee? Where does it tell me the fee? Okay, selling Aquafinder. Lower commission. I mean, Aquabid has zero commission, doesn't it? Does Aquabid take a commission? I don't remember. I think I've sold on Aquabid once. I don't know. I need these Nsuka FP killifish off my hands. Someone from LRB Aquatic Lines, or else I'm gonna stop breeding them. Maybe you should list them on Aquafinder, man. That might be a move for someone like you. Honestly. All right, so you set up your account, set up your store, vendor name, okay, set up payments, okay, PayPal, configure shipping, okay, create your listing. Okay, what's expected of you? Okay, respond to inquiries within 48 hours. What if it's the weekend? What if I got a busy Monday? I get real behind on responding to people sometimes. Not that behind, but like, bro, it's hard to keep up. Maintain professional, use platform messaging system for all transaction related discussions. Okay, no hidden fees. Okay, licenses, sales tax, obtain permits, shipping. Oh, where'd my chat go? I just lost my chat on my thing. Hold up. Yeah, shipping. Sorry, I'm just pulling the chat back up. Gotta say rehoming, yeah. Scrolling through iNaturals trying to ID some isopods. Oh, we should take a look at those at some point. Okay, where's the fees and payment? Okay, free plan starting. Okay, paid plans, lower commission. Yeah. What are the fees? What's the commission percentage? So, like, I'll be honest. I would never sell on this as is because one, I already have alternative means. You know what I mean? But I'm just not into the subscription thing. Uh, how long is it free for? Starts only up. I have no idea. But there's not enough information here for me to even make a decision if it's worth it. I'm not going to go through the effort. But I mean, it's the same reason I hate Morph Market. Now, Morph Market has an actually egregious payment structure. Morph Market commission rate. Okay. Yeah, Morph Market has a $3 a month. It's a hobbyist rate. This is the thing I hate the most about it. You can only have they paywall how many photos for an item. One photo, an item. This just seems like it's not even anti-seller, it's anti-buyer. I just don't understand this. Okay. So in order to have 3 photos of an item, you have to pay $11 a month. I just think that just like kind of like a that's kind of like a, I don't want to say ethical or moral, but like I'm the kind of person like when something I'm just like, okay, I'm out. Like I just think paywalling the number of photos is like so unhinged to me. Like I already just like dislike your entire company just based off of that. I just think that's crazy. Um, but yeah, you gotta pay $132 a year to sell on here, and you get 3 photos for your listings. 1 auction per month. Okay. So we talk about like the eBay fees and stuff, but honestly, like some of these things, if you're only selling 1 or 2 things here, like just price your thing higher. It's really easy to sell on eBay, and you don't have to pay a monthly subscription to do so, and you don't have to pay money to list more than 3 photos. So I know nothing about Aquafinder or the guy making it, but I would say that like the fact that it's so hard for me to tell what the fees are and the paid plans, uh, I'm already out. I'm already out. Okay, I just don't like I don't like paying fees and stuff to sell things on sites like this anyway. But like I mean I need to know. I'm not gonna fill this thing out unless I unless I know what it is. I mean I don't know if I'm missing something here, but like yeah, I'm gonna need some more information. I don't like how opaque this is. But that's the thing. When I see no ads and stuff, well, they're gonna have to make money somehow. So we'll see. The site looks all right so far. It looks like there's a decent amount of people listing stuff. So I mean, I feel like there's a decent chance the site will be successful. Uh, Johnny Best said, "I love the word free, don't we all?" Beto said, "Honestly, Nick, I didn't sign up because of that." Okay. Like guys, I understand that like my first reaction, I'm kind of a hater. Like already once in the stream, I said something and I walked it back after I'm like a verbal processor, so like I'll say something as an opinion and kind of test it out as I go. Um, but yeah, so better you saying that. I'm like okay, so I'm not totally crazy. Like that does give me pause about signing up for something like this. And again, I already personally like if eBay had a monthly subscription thing or plus commission, whatever it is. I don't know what it is because that's the thing. It says lower commission rates and additional features. That's for a paid plan. So that seems like it's a subscription, but then you still have commissions. Now, I don't know what Morph Market's commission is. This is advertising plans. Is this just for ads? Can you just list stuff for free on Morph? No, I don't know. I think that's what they're just calling it, advertising plans. I don't know. Because this is auctions per month, this is store size. I think they just call their listings ads. Okay, we got the Morph Market has a fee. Okay, what's Squarespace commission rate? Okay, so this is a paid plan, but this thing is your entire website. So, well, no, those Square payments. This is Square payments. Let's not use the AI. Let's not use the AI thing for this. I'm just trying to find something to compare it to. But this is a payment processing thing, so I don't know. It's directly comparable. Yeah. Anyways, it's hard to compare when we know the numbers, honestly. But that's the thing that places like this have to compete with. Places like eBay and things like that. It's like eBay. If I list something, I'm gonna get a bunch of people buying it pretty quickly, and maybe they do take a cut, but I can adjust my price. It's just like I don't really have to think about it much. You know what I mean? There's no cost to start selling. Now that place had some kind of free plan with a commission, so maybe that's the eBay equivalent. I don't know, but yeah, I'm gonna need some more details there because that kind of stuff sketches me out. Man, what are you planning on getting for Aquahuda? Nothing that I have no. An Aquahuda order is probably in the plans for next year. Um, I kind of so I'm doing these fish store interviews, which kind of screws me because I'm in these stores and I'm gonna buy something. So that's been taking up a lot of my like purchasing. Um, but I might get some pea puffers from Aquahuna again eventually. Um, I want to try and order pistos from Aquahuna eventually because they just have good prices on them, and sometimes they have some nice ones in. Like they get Nisanai in every and Pandora every now and then, which is nice. So I might do that. Um, they get a decent amount of nice tetras and stuff that I'd like to try breeding in. But yeah, no plans. We haven't even made it through the. See, this is what I like. We just kind of talk about whatever, um, and just go as we go. We didn't even make it through the Reddit thing that we started on. This one, I think this whole aside that we just went down. And William, I think I read you said you have room for one more tank, and my wife wants to. Anyways, he's about to order from Tristan's. I have been looking at Tristan's because he has it was that Episto trio that I thought looked really cool. Yo, I'd love to do a stream with Tristan. Does anyone know him? Come on, Tristan. I want to talk to some online sellers. How's working? Let's go. Aquabit and eBay. Yeah, I think this whole point just made us do the whole aside. That's hilarious. And then yeah, tariffs suck. Blah blah blah. Okay. Okay. On the other side, we do have people be like, "Are you exaggerating, or are the prices really that high?" Find an aqua swap in your area or fish club. Now, I said this too, but in my comment we haven't even gotten to yet. But too bad you didn't attend the live stream where they had the creative aqua finder. People are asking them all kinds of questions. All right. Well, maybe some of these. Well, did anyone ask any of these questions? Were they answered? I have to imagine someone asked. Maybe we can go look at that VOD. Uh, yeah, just not everyone has clubs near them is the problem. This is the funny. Dan's has rice fish at $9, so maybe don't look for the rarest fish. I saw some people saying that like you're cherry picking to make it seem like some people were trying to say he was cherry picking to make it seem like Dan's fish has higher prices. I'm like, okay, he does have some fish that are cheaper, and some things like I think it's the dwarf chain loaches is a pretty good price actually. Uh, they're kind of expensive. Like even Aquahuna has them for 11 each. So yeah, but I think that trying to argue that. Sorry, I saw the sale and I was like, another sale. How many things are? Let's see how many things are on sale. Why are these under the on sale thing? Or does it just keep going? Purple mystery sales are on sale. Assorted angelfish are on sale. Interesting. I guess he believes in sales now. All right. Tariff. Tariff. Okay, I mean, we kind of talked about this enough. Beto, who hosted that stream? I think that I know Jorge had him on, right? I think Jorge had the Aquafinder on. Maybe I'm just assuming. Oh yeah.
Very important. And
Yeah, it did. All right, let's look at the transcript. Fees. All right. Here we go.
now I was going to ask you when you were saying you lost sales to eBay. Was that because the customers didn't pay or eBay lost?
I don't know what she's talking about. Mm,
The money? What was the
Oh,
issue?
it was it was a loss of profit more than anything.
Hmm.
Like it was, I sold like those things sell. They're expensive.
it's
I
Nick. It was
sold them
another
for
one they
like
were interviewing him. Aquafinder. Oh man. Yo, YouTube search is just an abomination.
Yeah, no, because
It's actually a disgrace. How, like you can search the exact thing, the exact channel name, and it won't come up. Like I, whoever's running YouTube search, they need to be locked outside at night with no shoes. Something sent on a journey. I think it's the one on MNC Aquatics. Okay, Aquafunk, Waymakers, and Waymakers. Okay, someone put the link in the Discord. Someone put the link in the Discord. What did he? Oh, ACM Auction. That's another thing we can bounce in between. Also, I deem that Isopod. Man, the to-do list on this stream is just it's growing by the second. Shirley said, "Yeah, I saw that after I watched it. I went and made an account, but I haven't actually used it." All right. Well, if anyone has used it to sell things or used it just to buy stuff, let me know. Let me know. Sheesh. Okay. Okay. Uh, every time I go to Discord while I'm streaming, like, what have I've missed everything. Eastern Water Slater, Stacey Dota Communist is my number one guess. That's a good guess. I don't know if did I give you a guess on those before? I think I just said I thought it was a Cecidota. I don't think I guessed on species, but communist is one of the more common ones. Um, so I honestly think that's probably not a bad. It's a communist, and then what's the other one? There's another Cecidota that maybe it's Rakovitsai. Last time I was looking at these, I just remember there was another one that like kind of showed up in the same area. I think it's Rakovitsai, but I'm not sure. Europods match up really close. Yeah, they got some big, thick Europods. Yeah, what's up, Featherfin? Oni Azako, what a cool name. Yeah, that was a cool name. What's up, Featherfin? How's it going? Ooh, speaking of which, I'm hopping in the live on YouTube VC. I'm in the VC. I don't need anyone to join, but like, I'll be there. I'll be there if you want to be there. Be my guest. But we've entered that portion of the stream. It's titled Number 57, Greg from Aquafinder. Okay. I'll have to find a shed or dead one to look at their claws under a microscope. Yeah, I mean, yeah, they got actual claws. They got like the little pincer things. You know what I mean? Okay, Greg or Aquafinder. See, look at these light weights, man. Look at these light weights. An hour and 9 minutes. Come on. Come on. You guys remember when I only streamed like for an hour, like twice in a row? Man, you guys should have egged me or something. Let me see how we're doing. Let me see how we're doing. Fish room. So this is 1:30, but that's tonight, and that's because of Ross and Aaron. Okay. Fish and Friends was 2 hours. Okay, Louise is 140. She had to help customers. Okay, 3 hours, 2 hours, almost 2 hours, 3 hours. Oh, this was a real quick one. 120. Okay, then almost to 3. Okay, 4. Okay, we're usually around 2, at least 2. I'd like to be to 3 more often. I mean, we've done 3 hours of streaming tonight. That's kind of where I like to be. I like at least 3. Over 2, I can live with myself. You know what I mean? This was like the golden age period. We were streaming like every day, more than once a day. Oh man, 6 hours, 9 hours. This is where we came into the hardest working this time period. But yeah. I like to hit at least 2 hours. Let's go. Okay. Anyways. ah, 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 I don't know why I'm even laughing. I'll be honest. I feel like I could say anything at this point. Like, I'm ready to go. Come on in, feather friend. Same reflective pattern on the play on. Nice. Hardest working. JP spamming the hardest working hash. Let's go. Okay, so this is what we got coming up this weekend. Talking about fish events, auctions, and shit. This weekend, so we got CCA. I think Bucks is tonight, actually, Bucks County. But we got the Capital Cichlid Association. Dave's for Fish is going to talk there. Johnny Best said, "In my tank, you're the hardest to distribute. I enjoy pause. I enjoy time flying by. I really appreciate you, Johnny. I'll be honest, like, so it's kind of funny, but like I've said before, I listen to live streams as my primary form of like while I'm working and stuff like that. So I actually do appreciate when I'm like, hey, I'm providing enough entertainment that other people are listening to pass the time and it's like working and being something positive and like I do appreciate that. So that's one reason it's like I'm not just streaming for a long time just to do it. Like I like when the people I watch stream for a couple hours so I have enough time to pass time or get something done. So like to me, I feel happy with myself when I'm like, hey, 3 hours of listenable content someone can use to like. I remember one of my favorite streamers hadn't streamed in a while, and I was having the worst day ever. And he went live, and I was like, "Let's go, bro! Let's go!" He saved my day. So I'm not saying I'm doing all that, but just you know, I hope to be positive addition to people's lives. You know, and then it's also a positive addition in my life because I spend most of my time not talking out loud to people about fish. Now I get to talk to people about fish, and you're in the chat, and we can actually talk about fish. So it works out. William said that's how Scotty feels every time. See, the thing is, I don't. The way that Scotty be telling me to stream, it don't feel like, oh, I appreciate your streams. Like it feels like, come on, boy, 3 more hours. Hey, it'd be really nice if you'd stream right now. My time is open from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. for a stream. Thank you. Like Scotty more like commands me to stream. Like he takes it for granted. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That's why we started saying like he don't even leave a comment and he'll be in there like we did the 9 hour stream. Next morning he's like, hey, would be a nice time for a stream right now. I bet you asked me to stream if I got cancer. He'd be like, yep, we'd be here supporting you in the chat while you went through your treatment. I'm like, God damn. Nah, but I appreciate Scotty that he catches the streams and watches them all. But man, he be demanding sometimes. I see the reactions too. I like these. We got the celebrate and stuff. I don't think I actually commented on this out loud, but I do see those reactions. They help me know like what the vibe is in the chat. So seeing a lot of someone's celebrating in the chat big time right now. Shout out to you. Let's go. Popping bottles in the chat. Okay, but CCA's Dave's Rare Fish is going to speak. Capital Cichlid Association somewhere in Maryland ish somewhere. I forget. I feel like it's closer to Virginia. My direction is terrible. Then we have the PVAS NEC shared meeting auction, which I didn't even see this. PVAS and NECA shared. I don't think we've even talked about this in the Discord yet. So like, what is this actually? There's nothing listed in it yet. It is cool that it's on auction.fish. I wonder if that's what, because PVAS usually uses my group auctions, which is a dumpster fire site that I hate. And I only go in on how much I hate it every single time because I'm hoping eventually I won't to use it anymore. You know, so we got to go OD a little bit, you know? It's like a squeaky wheel situation. I think CCA, Zebra Quark says, is a Boston club, I think. Okay. I think CCA's problem, they have the worst meeting date of all time. I don't know if they, yeah, I think they always meet on them in Mako, the Mid-Atlantic Killifish. So Mako's issue is that they meet at people's houses, and it's just always too far for me to realistically make it. Okay, but like they literally will meet in Virginia 1 month and then New Jersey the next month. Now, some of those guys, they make those drives. I'm not doing all that. I honestly I can't. Like I do dislike driving, but also like driving takes such a toll on me that I just can't. I can't do that to myself. Um, but not only do those two clubs does Mako have that issue, Mako shares a date with CCA, but then also they share like here sharing a date with PVAS. So I don't know. I think some clubs need to move around their meeting dates a little bit um, when they're too close together. But I feel like multiple times CCA has had their meetings on days that conflict with like really big events. Because when Zinzo from Aquarium Co-op went, I forget there was some Mako was going on. There's something else big going on that day too. Maybe I forget what auction it was, but I feel bad for them because that seems to happen to them quite often. Yeah. Anyways, it's this Saturday. Dave's Rare Fish. He's going there, and they're doing a group buy. I think the deadline's passed, but could be worth going to hear that talk for sure. Days for Fish got a lot of cool stuff. Then this weekend, I think the only meeting I'm attending is the ACM 2025 Mega Plant Auction. Now, I'm attending this. I'm attending this because I need to bat my stuff. But I think it will be a larger auction. So it's Thursday. It's the auction's Sunday. So typical fashion. A large percentage of stuff is listed like day before, morning of. But a decent amount of stuff has been listed ahead of time, and there's a few things interesting about this auction. Okay, so besides the fact that they're heavily promoting it, so anytime a club is going all in on an auction, heavily promoting it is great for sellers. The more people are going to show up, but they're heavily promoting it, and then the split is better. So members will receive an 85% cut of the sale. All right, 85% cut of the sale. Honestly, I think this should just be what the cut is for members in general. I'm gonna just be honest. But that's a whole other thing. You're gonna do a Saturday stream to scope the auction entries. If there's a lot more added, probably. But I was gonna do some scoping on this stream, just because there's enough entries. Do an initial look. Another thing, ACM blows the other clubs out of the water of, like, this is gonna be a bigger auction. They're paying people same day. Okay, guess what? It's 2025. You can pay people digitally. You can take payments digitally. It's not hard. PVAS is a club with like tens of thousands of dollars. They're the oldest club in the world. For some reason, they haven't figured it out. ACM's existed for 2 years, and they've managed to find a way to pay people on the same day for bigger auctions. Fantastic. 85% split from the auctions. That's great. I'll be honest. My plan is, once I hit my goal for BAP, I'm not submitting to as many auctions probably. Like, I would like to reach a day where I just don't really submit to auctions that much, because I'd rather just go to, well, my own club and trade stuff. I don't even need to sell it. I just trade stuff there. But going through that, like, I can't take, like, I like bringing a lot of stuff. And you know what's funny? You know what one of the origin stories is for me, like, breeding stuff, besides the fact that I like it? But I was on the board for ACM at one point, and I was trying to get, I forget what, I was trying to get some idea. And Mandy was like, we just don't have enough people bringing stuff to the auctions. Like, if it weren't for like the donations and me, like, there'd be nothing in the auctions. So I was like, okay, well, I'll try and do better breeding stuff and bringing stuff to the auctions. And now I got to the play. If I want to, I can bring 30 lots to an auction, and most of it is like not useless. Like, most of it's like, stuff that people might want to bid on. I can do that. But so that's one of the motivations that kicked me into, I gotta bring more stuff to auctions. But now I'm in the place where, like, when I do that and I bring a bunch of stuff and I'm really slow. Okay, so, like, I'm late because I'm just so slow, man. I'm just slow. So I bring all these lots, and again, you don't bring stuff to clubs necessarily to make money. I mean, you do, but, like, that's not like the main focus. But that 30% cut, bro, when I bring the stuff and I actually sell it up where it's like they're taking like over $100 of cut, and then I'm just not seeing why it's worth it for me to do that when the club doesn't do anything with that money. You know what I mean? I'm just talking generally, not any specific. Well, no, PVAS, I feel like for how much money that they take in, they should do a lot more. Paying people same day is something that probably would be nice. Now, I actually did get my PVAS check already. Bob said 30% for average. Yeah. So I think that this is something that I really don't think should be a controversial opinion, but clubs basically do nothing to earn 30% of your auction lot. Okay? Nothing. For one, they get 1 billion donations from companies whenever they want. They can raise money from just selling donation lots, honestly. They don't even need hobbyists to raise money for donation. Have you ever seen how many plants Florida Aquatic Nurseries donates to clubs? It's like 100 bags of plants. Okay, so they don't even need realistically. They don't need money in general. Okay, a lot of clubs that have been around for a bit. It's not. I don't really feel like they're in the position where like they're struggling for money. That's just my opinion, uh, based on what I've seen. And if you just look at the numbers from the auctions, you can draw that conclusion. Unless for some reason their overhead is just like insane. But yeah, they don't really need club members don't selling stuff to have lots to raise money because they get a billion donations quite regularly. Beyond that, you got memberships, you got raffles. There's a lot of ways that they can raise money. I think 30% is like the longer I've been in this, it's so egregious. Like I just don't see any reason why that's necessary. I think someone can make an argument that 15% is still too high, but 15% I could swallow. That's halving it. I think that's good progress. So my worry is if I go hard on this auction, I bring a ton of stuff, and then I had the 15% cut. The next time I bring a ton of stuff to the auction, I get the 30% cut. It's gonna be so painful. I just don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it. You know what I mean? Like I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it, man. I really don't. Like I just don't think that they earn it. Not only like as Bob said, it's 30% for advertising. Okay, so how would 30% of my lot make sense? How would they earn that? So they would have to bring enough people to want to buy my thing that it gets bid up where like I couldn't get more money for it elsewhere or like it's easier or whatever. All right. Well, for the auctions, I generally have to wait 3 billion. Well, you don't have to, but I go to the auction. It's kind of far from me most of the time. I'm usually there all day long. I drive back. You know, some of them you get paid a month later, 2 weeks later, who knows? So the time cost is already getting pretty high compared to if I just listed it on Reddit. Like even just local pickup on Reddit, you can sell a couple fish on Aquasop, not even shipping, pretty easily. Like people will come and buy fish from. So already like, okay, I kind of feel like I could find people to buy the fish anyway. But okay, forget about that. Let's say they're bringing people to buy the fish. You couldn't sell the fish otherwise, and they've now solved that problem, so they earn the 30%. Uh, a lot of time you get less money for things than you would almost any other place, like retail and otherwise. So then that's the next challenge. It's like, okay, it's an advertisement. They're bringing people to buy stuff. I feel like I kind of sell stuff. And the next one is okay. Are you getting more money here than you could elsewhere? Not really. And that's why I say, even though people's and even I say like, oh, the club auctions are for money. I mean, you kind of want to. Everyone wants to make money. Some at least enough to cover what you're gonna buy. Like most of the time, I just spend the money I make in the auction in the very same auction that I'm in. You know what I mean? So that usually the money that I'm making, I'm spending on on the club auction immediately anyway. You know, but yeah, that stuff to me, like I don't know. The 30% is I'm not feeling it. That's why I like the mini swap format because then I can just trade stuff, and I like trading stuff honestly. Especially, it's hard selling stuff to friends sometimes. People are like, oh, I want to buy this fish from you, and like I struggle with pricing stuff for friends. I'll be honest. Like that's why it's fun to just trade with your friends. It's a lot easier. Um, it seems like there's more product than buyer, and that's another. Yeah, a lot of times with the big auctions too, there's so much stuff. Unless you have something that is desirable, stands out, you might just get hurt just because there's a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? You never really know. Now sometimes things go way higher than retail price, occasionally, but regardless, the 30%, I just think, it's just too much. People use the being a nonprofit is meaningless. Okay, first of all, some of them aren't even nonprofits. You know what I mean? Some of them are sorry, something in my throat, man. But I mean, you have like the 501c3, and then you have the other type that I'm blanking on, where it's like one is like supposed to benefit the public, and one is only supposed to benefit the members. Like PVAS, I think, is the one that is only supposed to benefit the members. Whereas I think ACM is the one, there's a 501c3 that's supposed to benefit the public in their mission, quote unquote. But like, it doesn't really mean much. So like, to me, just giving money to someone because they're a nonprofit like doesn't really do much. Like, I want to see them do stuff with the money that makes it worth it. Right now, I think that for the amount of money that some clubs bring in, they're basically doing nothing to make the 30% worth it. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm so sorry for ranting about that for like however long that was. Johnny, did I already respond to this chat? I'm sorry if I didn't. Work was slow. I was falling asleep. When you streamed, you made my day by keeping me up in 3 hours to finish the day exactly at the end. I appreciate you, man. That's exactly what it's all about. Beto Great Lake said, "No, it's cool. I'm listening too." Okay, all right. Just sorry, a little bit of a niche rant there. Now, okay, one more thing on the club thing. Here's like, for instance, when I did the comment, and you know what's funny? Do you know that people really think I'm John Doe? Okay, the real ones remember uh that whole drama where someone made an anonymous post on the PVAS Facebook page, and they were complaining that it had been like 2 months and no one got any checks. And then I commented responding, basically being like, yeah, I mean, I get this person's like kind of writing this in an annoying way, but like legitimately, it is kind of crazy that we haven't gotten paid yet. Anyways, people really think I'm John Doe, and that's like something people still talk about. Like, I've gone places and I've had people ask me, like, man, people have been talking about you being John Doe or something like that. Like, is it like this is still a thing? Like, it's been a very long time, guys. I can't think of anything. Like, if you think I'm John Doe, bro, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna say anything too mean, but it's so fucking dumb. For one point, there was actually a moment on stream where I was on my sharing my Facebook by accident, and John Doe's messages with me popped up. Like, John Doe messaged me while I was on stream one time. Like, besides the fact that their writing is so different from mine, and the fact that I get on here constantly and saying things that probably, you know, I just say a lot of things on here, honestly. Like, so I don't know why I'd post on the Facebook with an anonymous account, but like, people really think I'm John Doe. I think they just want someone to be mad at, honestly. But like, if I'm gonna fucking talk shit, I'm putting my name on it, bro. I want the credit. I want the credit. Jesse said FML East estimate for power is 3 p.m. tomorrow. Jesus, I'm so sorry to hear that, man. That's crazy. He said, I hook up the air system in Big Pond to a generator. Okay, well, that's nice that you got a generator. Yeah, but no. When they have a generator back at the whole fish room, but it's yeah. Well, as long as you got the air pump on there, man, that makes me feel a lot better. But yeah, bro. Actually, I'm sharing my Facebook. Whoops. Um, Sending prayers your way. Just one more fish, Captain said. Yeah, shout out to Jesse. Hope you get some power back. William said, glad you got to Jenny. Hopefully they'll get it sooner than expected. Okay. So anyways, just closing on that. So yeah, not John Doe. This is an aside because recently I've like been talking to some random people and they've been like, yo, people are still talking about you being John Doe. I'm just like, that's fucking wild. But I guess people are bored. Um, but I was bringing that up to say when that was all going down, one thing that a few people says like, you can't expect volunteers or whatever to blah blah blah. which I have some empathy for. But at the end of the day, man, in that situation, the expectation was set by them. They said that the checks would be out in this amount of time, and it wasn't. All right. That aside, volunteers, like, they're volunteer firefighters. They're volunteer people that do all sorts of very important work. Being a volunteer, you signed up to do a job. So you can't use that as an excuse to, like, oh, I'm a volunteer. Bro, if you couldn't do it, then don't sign up for the volunteer role. That being said, um, that being said, if a club was bringing in a lot of money, or just, they have extra money, I think that they should pay. They should pay some board members for their work if that's what it's going to take to make the club something worth actually giving money to. But a lot of clubs, they kind of just collect money for seemingly no reason. And the ones that have a lot of money, if you talk to them, all of them have had issues with people finding that money into their pockets one way or another. Because, of course, like, if a fish club's got tens of thousands of dollars just sitting there, I mean, someone's going to be like, yo, this is the money, like, So I'm for, bro, pay the board members. That's the problem. But I think that if you're collecting a bunch of money, then you should do something useful with it. Nick starting a club. Hey, I haven't started a club yet. I just got involved in a club that I was already going to. If they're charging 30%, they can pay someone out. So yeah, and so for instance, so I got my PVAS check in a decent amount of time this time. It still came in with a handwritten address, handwritten, like, bro, buy a label printer. Like, there's just so many small things, especially since I've been shipping stuff. Like, there's so many small things. Like, when you have to send out, like, however many checks they do, it'll be worth it, bro. Buy a label printer, please. There's a lot of things that could speed this up. Just spend the money on it. Like, I know people, like, just normal people that have custom labels to send people letters. Just like the average person, just have labels. You know what I mean? Bob said handwritten. What are we doing? Yeah. Okay. And, like, this is the oldest club. I don't know if ever, but it's like one of the oldest clubs of all time. So if they don't have money now, they have had money at some point, and they're in the area. There's a lot of people with disposable income. Okay, they got funds. So to me, it's just, yeah. So yeah. Anyways, long story short, I think that 30% is kind of like the 1/3 retail price thing. It's just, like, seems to be a standard number people have accepted. But, like, bro, for certain stuff, like, I'm out. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm gonna bring, you know, let's say I bring so many lots to an auction, like, it's enough to sell $500 worth of stuff. Now the club's getting $150. And again, this it's like, this is like me getting below retail or what friend prices or whatever. Like, to me, it's hard to swallow, man. That takes the 500 to 350. Even if you weren't doing it for the money, anyone that stares at a receipt and sees, like, oh, 500, you're getting five, and then they see after, like, it's just like no one likes taxes. You know what I mean? It's an unpleasant feeling, like, regardless if you cared about the money or not. Edgar's Rich Channel, what's up, man? How's it going? Edgar said, hey, friends. Anyways, this is shaping up to be a pretty good auction coming up, honestly. Let's see. How many lots are we at already? So it's this Sunday. Whenever people start listing stuff this far ahead of time, and Zebra Aquatics is in the chat, I think this is a bunch of their plant listings. Andrew, bro, you gotta put some photos on the plant listings. Last time you had this bleeding heart plant and no one knew what it was. We need some photos, and we need some description. I want to see you sell these plants, bro. I want you to say, This is rare. I don't care if you got a chat GPT to description. Just put something there. You got to help these auctioneers. Start my day with video editing. Head into work. Still quite early here in Germany. Good morning. Good morning. Video editing. I need to do some of that. I need to edit some videos. You guys think I should edit some videos? I'm like, I'm close. I'm close. I'm close to some videos. But I always say that. But I am. I am. I have some isopod videos honestly that are like more finished, but like I want to put videos out about some other stuff first. Because don't say the VE word, please. Video editing. Oh, you know what? Yeah, Featherfin's in the chat, so I can't even make myself feel bad about taking forever to edit things. Come on, man. Come on, we need the next video. Video editing. I got a lot of stuff I need to edit for work. I need to edit some stuff for Louise, for myself. So I'm gonna need to go to town. I'm going to the night before. I've been so busy though. We're doing all my fish racks. All right, all right, all right. Well, he's gonna do it the night before. We're good. I've added photos day of while I'm sitting in the auction many times. So I mean, I can't really go too hard on it. Now, something interesting about this auction, which I think is good. Curtis Fish says, please more aquatic guys about content, long form videos. I got you. I got you. One video that I'm gonna do with the isopods sooner than later. I've been waiting for it to get colder. I just can't decide. Well, I'll probably do both. I kind of have one. Maybe I'll do one live later, and then I'll just post the finished one. But I have one about when I went and found a new species of aquatic isopods, quote unquote new species, a while ago. And I got some. Aaron's breeding a colony of them, and I had one that crashed. I've been working on it, but anyways, I might do something like that, and just some taxonomic stuff. But yeah, more aquatic isopod content for sure. We've done a lot. We did like a bunch of aquatic isopod streams, like a bunch. There's some really nice. I founded a new isopods, not like new to like us. You know what I mean? Not new as in like literally. Although it's not impossible to find an undescribed species. Um, there is a place I want to go. Nah, I'm not. Yeah, I got some ideas for long form isopod stuff. Just long form content in general. I have like 8 videos filmed. I just need to edit them basically. But we got a lot of nice plants in here. But one thing people are doing is minimum bids, which is nice. I think minimum bids are good. This is a pretty interesting. We got 10 pieces of big cholla wood. Got a minimum bid on that, 20. We got some decor. I think these are some optimistic minimum bids here. You know, actually, some people actually do really like these decorations. I've seen some of these get bid up quite a bit. But sometimes people would bid up to something, but like they won't start it at the minimum bid at that thing. It's like a weird phenomenon. But time and time again, you see people like they won't go up to 20, but if you start them at they won't start at 20. But if you start them at 10, they'll work their way up to 20. But this guy's he's put up a bunch of dry goods. We got some interesting looking canister filters I'm not familiar with. Okay, we got some conditioner and gravel cleaner. Okay, so this is gonna be a cool one. This is Mandy's award-winning first place in Fundal Panchecks at the Clash. Fundal Panchecks Gresinsi Takwai. Really pretty. I mean, the fish in person really looks this nice. Edgar says, have to get back to editing, unfortunately. Love to stay longer, guys. Hey, I appreciate you stopping by, man. You stopped by before and told me I need to finish more videos, so I'm taking it to heart. I'll be thinking of you when I post the next one. I was thinking about canisters today, wondering if there's a plant that could survive in there, inside the canister filter. That'd be interesting. Yeah, Mandy does have some fish. So this is going to be a cool one. I I don't have that much space for new killifish because just when it comes to breeding them, like I need more. If I a lot of my killifish, I'm not breeding heavily right now because I don't have space. Like I don't want to mix them up. So it's just like it's hard adding them. So I probably wouldn't bid super hard on this. I think it'll get bid up past my budget anyway. This is one that I saw some people thought this was pretty funny. We got a dwarf emerald rasbora proven pair. There are some people that just the proven pair thing for the emerald rasbora were tickling them. Uh, but I mean, if you don't have to question, is there a male or female of this dwarf rasbora group? We got a proven pair. Then we got the A Volcanum shoots the Coon HLM 99-1. It's really annoying they don't show who's selling it anymore on the front. You have to click in. I think this is also Mandy. So Mandy coming through with some cool killifish. We got some rare dwarf needleleaf Java fern. We got Apocymium bibotanum funge pairs. These did pretty decently in some of the auctions I've been to recently. I think these are from Chad. This is a good area. If you're looking for Apocymium bibotanum funge, this is a good area. There's a few people that are breeding them. Is dwarf emerald a natural species from the wild? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I think you're thinking there are hybrids of the CPDs and the dwarf emeralds. They're also both from Lake Inlays. So, sorry, I don't know if they're both from the same lake, but they're both from Myanmar, is what I meant to say. We're getting some terrestrial isopods in this one, too. 6 rubber ducky isopods, Cubaris, SP. These are pretty popular terrestrial isopod. I feel like it's one of the entry, expensive isopods. So, pretty cool to see those popping up. Okay, Val has learned her lesson. She put minimum bids on the Aspidoras. We got 2 groups of 6 juveniles, $20 minimum each. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool fish. Small little cats. Small little cats. How many can you even buy these? I don't think they're really in stock many places. So yeah, rare fish. Like this person, he was selling a group of 6 for $60. I don't know if he had success. This one's doing for 10 each. So yeah, this is a good one. So I think dwarf I think is natural, but there is that hybrid. Yeah, the Aspidoras do look tough. So I'll probably bid on these. It's all going to depend on how much I bring. If I bring a lot to where my expenses will be covered, then I'll bid like there's no tomorrow. But if it's not the case, then I gotta be careful. I haven't brought a lot to some of the auctions recently, so I had to be more conservative than usual. Neo Lamprogris multifasciatus juvenile 6 magenta mystery snails. We got the Japan blue gold double sword guppies 3 pairs. I do like these a lot. We got the violet mosaic guppies. Okay, we got this whale external filter. Whale. Okay. Aqua Essential. Dude, I do one of the things I like getting auctions the most is my dechlorinator. Honestly. I need more dechlorinator soon. Okay, we got Tank. Yo, Tank's in the chat. Tank, 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 Tank. Yo, you remember that epic moment on the one late stream? Fish tank, fish tank, fish tank. William said, remember when we're dissecting that Reddit post? And then tank. Yeah, tank, tank, tank. But yeah, we have this listing here of tank. 5.5 gallon cube, has a nice little light. Oh, you know what? I like the black bottom actually. It's actually kind of nice to have the black bottom. Hey, that one guy's excited right now. Exactly. Fish tank, fish tank, fish tank. Minimum bid of $25. I guess that's a fair price. I'm so used to auctions where things kind of go for cheap. Like when you see minimums that are actually they're honestly still good deals and stuff. You're kind of like, 20, he wants $25 for it. But tanks like that do usually get bid up. F-Zone has shallow tanks. The legendary bin, yep. Bob said you said it 3 times. He's going to show up. Yeah, man. The shallow tanks Louise has, man, I'm going to make a whole, like, bro, I'm telling you, my fry system, I'm going to just only have those 1.5s. Man, the low iron, the profile, everything about it. Mwah. I might bid on some of these. We have 2.5s with glass lids, and the cutout is in the back. This is nice. And it looks like they come with maybe a light or something. I mean, this is hard. There's 4 of them. 10 minimum. I'd pay $10 for that immediately. I wouldn't pay that much more than that for it, though. So we'll have to see. I mean, the 2.5s were on sale for like $7 each recently, but these have lids. I don't know why this one is $12 and the rest is 10. Maybe it comes with a different light. The tank has a minimum bid of 25. This rimless 5.5 gallon with the light. Oh, I need a new siphon because the pump on one of mine is broken. So I'll be bidding on these siphons for sure. Spray bar, some heaters, cook your fish. Aquarium light. It's one of these. I don't even know what light the FX023. Oh, how much was the tank? The one you got from Luis? I think it was like $30 or $40, honestly. It's honestly probably too expensive to really be justified, but I don't know what to say, man. I, if I breed enough Procatopus using it, then it'll be worth it. It just lets me see things so well. You know what? I'm not even gonna justify it. I'm just gonna own it. But those the $2 little baskets from Lowe's, I need to make a fry tray of those things because they're absolutely perfect. They're absolutely perfect. Uh, oh, William. Oh, yeah, William Ben. I forgot already. You guys forgot? That's a good price compared to other rimless tanks. Really? Even the small ones? It's like 1.5 gallon. I mean, rimless tanks do get pretty expensive. Bulbitis, some dwarf lily barbs. Okay, we got pollen granule shrimp food. I like those. We got the snowflake premium shrimp food. I hate that shit. Aquatic Arts algae wafers. Okay, let's go. What's that food manufacturer I'm always talking about? Oh yeah, Ziegler in the building, baby. Let's go. Caribsea Aquascape substrates. Okay, and yes, we got it is the mega plant. Okay, you guys tell me what you think of this. I already talked about this before or something, but like we got 2 more red ear slider turtles ACM rescues. So yeah, the club's been talking a lot about rescuing fish, and I kind of feel the same way as earlier when we talked about rehoming. But apparently, it was given to them by the Baltimore County Animal Control Agency. The turtles this size retail for $100, and they have a $10 minimum bid on them. Last time, 2 of them went for $5 in the bucket. Better said Bulbitis just won't grow for me. My Bulbitis is doing all right, but it's not that noticeable. I love Bulbitis though. Can't you just grab those from the wild for free? I mean, supposedly these are like pets or something. I think my main thing with it is like, one, I just can rescues auction. I just don't. I don't think it's a rescue if you're putting it in a club auction like that. That's kind of like, I don't know. To me, Abdullah got the ones last time, and I mean, he seems like he takes decent care of things, but like, I just don't think that many people want turtles. So like, I don't know what kind of life a turtle going for $5, and now they have a $10 minimum bid now, but I don't think there hasn't been a ton of interest in the previous auction so far. So I mean, I don't know. calling this a rescue to me is just a little bit interesting. Bob said my first pet turtle was a rescue I found on the sidewalk. There you go. See, you started your own rescue now too. Jesse said they're pretty rescuing the towel to make people feel better about buying it, but yeah, exactly. They got them for free, then they want money for them. Well, I mean, isn't that what all the donations for the club are, though? Like, clubs get a lot of stuff for free, and then they want money for it. Uh, ACM particularly, you'll see in the local rehoming Facebook groups from the very beginning, they hound Marketplace for tanks, free tanks. They hound all the rehoming Facebook groups. Every time there's a post, they're soliciting people to give the fish to them. So like they've been on this hustle where they'll go through Facebook and stuff, get all the free shit they can, and put it in here. It's just recently now they're labeling the fish people give them as rescues. Uh, you know, I don't know. I don't know. There's some that they say they rehabilitated, allegedly. Um, so aquarists are probably the best market for a rescue, but the reality of these going to someone who knows and is willing to give them a good home is questionable. Yeah, I mean, in theory, they could be. Uh, I mean, that's it. Well, that's different in my eyes because all the back and stuff comes from the members. Well, I'm just talking about like random people on Facebook that are like, I'm giving away all these fish, and then they'll be in there like, yo, give it to the club. Uh, but I see what you're saying. I think. But yeah, William, I think that I think it's the auction format because you're putting people on the spot, and what are the odds that there's someone there that actually want a turtle? Like maybe Abdul did want some turtles. I don't know. No one else did. No one bid against them. You got them both for $5 last time, plus the bucket. And a lot of people were like, "Yo, I kind of would like the bucket more." so, here's an example of a fish. So we got a trio of common goldfish (parentheses rescue). 3 common goldfish given to us from the Baltimore County Animal Services. Now, what one theory people said is like maybe the Baltimore County, like they're really overwhelmed with fish, so like they have, and turtles, so they have no space, so they'd rather just give them to a club to distribute, so it's not their problem anymore. I mean, that kind of makes sense to me. Jesse said red sliders are the worst pet in my opinion. Really, I don't know anything about turtles, so you would know better than me. Wait, $5 includes the bucket. They bought the bucket. Yeah, I think so. Water celery. Rickia, Triptychorn, Limnifolia, Smellorepens, Pepper Elder Plant, Variegated Creeping Fig, Lotus Pods, let's go. Ludwigia Atlantis, I need to bid on that one. Flaming Torch, Blobergia pyramidalis. Is it bromeliad or something? What is it? Yeah, it's a bromeliad. I got it right, bro. Look at me, bro. I know nothing about plants. I just like John just posts enough photos of his terrariums that I know what a bromeliad like loosely looks like. Someone gonna buy them goldfish for feeder? Every time the goldfish are in here, like they gotta beg people, and then they go for like $1. Like that's another thing about the auctions. Sometimes is like, and what we were talking about with fish prices. Like I do think fish that go for $1. I think I'm not saying they're gonna have a bad life because they're $1, like for sure, but like I think their odds of receiving less care is higher. Featherfin said if it looks like pineapple leaves, it's a bromeliad. Okay. Oh, so now you know plant. These were up last time. I always click on them just because the name makes me laugh. Mandy's fertilizer balls. Grow like a pro. Come on. No more than 2 per 5 gallons of water monthly for heavily planted tanks. Holy. Okay. I had a rescued turtle for a minute that I fed my leftover fishing bait until it recovered. Great use of my leftover minnows and worms. Interesting. Sounds like a euphemism for a poop bro. You're kind of giving me ideas. Hold up. We got a yellow lab and a rusty cichlid donations. Okay. Yeah, we got another trio of common goldfish, parentheses rescue from the Baltimore County, whatever. Caribsea, Tricularia, live coral rock. This is one of the more interesting. There's two of them, so I wonder if it's a male and female. It's not said, but there's two of them. I've been kind of interested just because these are such a different looking cichlid. But the Festivum cichlid, Myosinata festivus, one young flag cichlid that was a rescue surrendered to, like, it's definitely the wording that just is kind of funny. A rescue surrendered to ACM. It's healthy and ready for its new home. Okay. Can we see the newts? I need some newt footage. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Feather Friend said they look like a hybrid between angelfish and discus. Yeah, exactly. I've been really interested in flag cichlids. This says native to Paraná, Paraguay, Tapajos River bases in Brazil. South American fish are they're on their way. But yeah, interesting fish. I don't think I have a place to put it right now, but I do think it's an interesting fish. I do think it's like, yeah, that's a cool thing to have in the auction. Digital pH meter. Holy for her. Oh, yeah, so I'm starting to put in some lots. I still have more to add, but I'm gonna do 6 of my Barbus fasciolatus. I'll do 6 reticulated hillstream loaches. I decided I'm just gonna do a group of those. Some redwood floaters. I got a group of 6 panda cories that have been growing out for a while, so they're pretty big. If I can get my phone camera working, I'll show some of the stuff. And I got the yellow shrimp. The yellow shrimp have been looking really nice. I need to make a better photo. And then I'm gonna do 6 betta rubra juveniles in there. That's what I listed so far. Uh, I got some more stuff to add for BAP. I got some more BAPs. Okay, we got 2 pygmy cory BAPs. And then, yeah, that's mostly everything. We basically looked at most of the stuff so far. So this is it Thursday and the auction Sunday. So like I think that a lot of stuff will be added coming up to Sunday. So yeah, maybe Saturday night we'll do a stream taking a look at things. How many baby hillies do you have? A lot. Yeah. Excuse me. Cribs have been coloring up pretty good. Nice. Dude, I want to pick up some cribs so bad. But I gotta wait. I did do one thing with the Dave's Fish group order. I'm gonna do a group of those Corys because they just weren't that expensive, and it was kind of a. You guys know I like wild caught stuff because then I know where it's from, and I'm like, okay, I have this line from this thing. I hate, bro. Maybe it's not really an ego thing, but like I hate having to be yeah, this is so and so's line of like this fish. It's like I would just like the fish to yeah, this is the fish. It's from this river. You know what I mean? I had its parents were wild caught. You know what I mean? I like that. I don't have to go and be like, this is my line of course. Like, no, it's not. It's not my line. I just got some wild caught ones. They're from Cameroon or whatever. But yeah, he had some, and maybe feather fins can appreciate this. But yeah, Osteogaster anea Trinidad. So some wild caught Osteogaster anea from Trinidad. I just thought this was really cool. Some wild caught green cories, man. I mean, I don't know how mixed up or hybridized the general green cories were all good are. I mean, they kind of look the same as this to me, but I don't know. It's just something cool to be like, yeah, I got some fresh green Corey jeans, and they're $7 each, so a group of 8. It's not the worst. It's not too bad. And I'm just like really into Corys right now. Like I'm really into Corys. I don't know what it is. I'm like in love with them. I got the CWO 27s, and I feel like I think it was the Parada Sinkless and the RoboCops and stuff. Like I don't know. I'm on a catfish thing right now. Featherfins hold me back. Like I've been looking at Synodontis all week. Funny how two of the most important catfish in the hobby's history comes from Trinidad. Interesting. Which ones? So, what do you think? Good pickup, featherfins? I just thought it was cool. I just thought it was cool. It's like this is a very common fish, but like some wild caught green cories from Trinidad. I think are I don't know. Those are cool to me. What kind of Sinnohs? See, I got to be careful talking to you, Jesse, because I'm gonna end up actually having them. But I've been looking at a lot of catfish. I've already talked about, of course, like the Lucipennis and the Petricolas. I want to do the Petricolas pretty badly. But I've also I've been thinking about upside down catfish. I'm not gonna lie, because ever since I've had that one lonely one that came with the setup, and now I've seen it still alive, I'm like, man, they are cool fish. I'd love to have a bunch of them and try and breed them. I see what all the Cory hype is about. I had the Venezuelans for a couple weeks now. I know, man. Once you get a nice Cory, what species upside down cat though? I don't know. I don't know. I have to look into the upside down cats. That's what I'm saying. I'm still in my beginning stages, Jesse. I'm still in my beginning stages. Okay. Ooh, we should do I've been wanting to do a deep like a stream where we research a specific fish like we've done with the live food stuff. Maybe we need to do an upside down catfish stream. Yeah. What's the smallest upside down catfish? Oh, it's this one. Wow, Google AI is so fucking bad, bro. The smallest upside down catfish is the dwarf cuckoo catfish, Synodontis petricola. The more commonly known one is Synodontis nigrivent. Yeah, man, Google AI. Jesus. Featherfin says, tag me if you do an upside down catfish stream for obvious reasons. Yeah, I'd be kind of irresponsible to try and do a stream on any catfish without you. I'm not gonna lie. How many species of upside down catfish are there? Are any of them like, and why are they upside? Okay, yeah, we need to do upside down catfish stream. Is that enough for a whole stream? There's like 130. Jesus Christ. Maybe we need to do them and like one other catfish. I don't know. Sheesh. My local store has like a dozen upside down cats. Really? You know what? I don't see them. I'm not saying I haven't seen them in my local stores. I mean, I have, but like I don't feel like I see them that often. I need to take a shower, then I'll hop in VC to info about catfishes. Oh my god, bro. I don't know. I might have to go to sleep. I might have to go to sleep before you get out the shower. I just saw the time. Holy, it's 2 a.m. What the hell? Yeah. Wait, we'll do the info dump catfish thing sometime. I think I'm about to hop off. As soon as we cross 3 hours, I'm dipping. If I get featherfins in here and start talking about catfish, I'll be on here until 5 a.m. for sure. Featherfin Jesse said, wouldn't Microcedontus Batesii be smallest? But is it upside down? Ooh, Cameroon, West African. I need to do like I need to do some more West African biotope tanks. I got a lot of tanks that just have all West African stuff, but ooh, African tetras, dwarf cichlids like Pelvivochromis, and small mormorids. Bro, I gotta do a biotope tank with some Microcedontus. There doesn't describe species of Microcedontus from what's not seen in the hobby. That one's smaller, but it doesn't swim upside down nearly as much. But actually, I kind of like that. I don't need it to swim upside down all the as long as it's technically an upside down fish. Hold up. I like this fish. Hold up. I like this fish. I like it a lot. I'm Googling the name over and over again. I'm just liking it. What's the downside? What's the bad thing about this fish? Oh my god. Oh my god. It's like a little bumblebee. Unfortunately, it's tricky to determine the species correctly. Oh, great. Regularly swimming upside down is limited to more humpbacks. So is petricola actually upside down catfish? I mean, I think I got it wrong that it's the smallest either way with the AI, but is it technically an upside down catfish? Not really? Okay, then no. Google AI sucks. Google AI still sucks. Let's go. Oh man, new obsession unlocked. That's a fat ass. Look at this. Look how fat this guy is. Holy. Petricola is so mainstream. Don't do them. Bro, you like catfish that are too weird for me. Okay? They're cute. Petricola, I don't think, are Synodontists even that mainstream in general? Like, Petricola are cool, but like, it's not like I don't see a bunch of people breeding them or whatever. Or, like, they're not that mainstream. Oh, it's not showing on stream? Oh my god, have I been searching the wrong thing this whole time? Whoops. They're cute and easy to breed. That's what I want, bro. I like them. Listen, I can do more than one catfish. I can do Petricola and this other fish. I just have liked how Petricola looks every time I see them. They're a nice fish. I like them. Okay, they might just be mainstream for a reason. Petricola, the only ones commonly bred. Bro, the people around my area need to get on it, man, and bring them to the club meetings so I can pick up some more. Okay, if you small Synodontis breeding projects. Okay, hit me. I like this one. Okay, you guys think Petricola is too many? What about this one? Give me some more. Come on. I don't want to be impossible to breed, but sure. If Petricola is too mainstream, give me some other similar or smaller sized Synodontis type catfish. No? See? I'm waiting. I want to breed the albino ones, of course. Of course you do, Jesse. Of course. You're looking at the albino version of everything. Do people breed the Mormorids? Bumblebee Sinnoh? Maybe I'll get nice prices for Nigroventrus. I mean, I do want to do that. That seems to be like one of the main true like swimming upside down all the time ones. I would like to do that one. They're nowhere near as common as they used to be. Okay, so I'm not imagining that I don't see them all the time in the fish stores because like sometimes like I feel like they should be or like I thought they were super common, but like I don't actually see them that like I don't think I've seen them in person in the fish store in a minute. Let's see, are they available online? Yeah, AZ Gardens. Let's go. AZ Gardens. Oh man, why does AZ Gardens just have everything, bro? They're pretty cheap when I was a kid. I mean, they're not too expensive now. Why does AZ Gardens just randomly have stuff? They show up on the top of search for too many things that I'm comfortable with. Yo, what the hell does this mean? Howdy, friends. Our family's farm is indeed shipping livestock and plants proactively. What? Uh, the Nickel Richard's still around. You just gotta know where to look. All right, man. Where do I look? My first experience with a genius, you could find them at Walmart. Okay, I want to do them. I want to do them, and I want to do some biotope tanks with cribs and different Synodontists. That is now my plan. I'll get the Subsalatus cribs. I'll put them with the Sinnoh. I'll get another Teniatus, maybe Nodonka or whatever. Kiinki. Oh, I've been wanting to do the Maliwe. Leeway cribs. Ugh. Anyways, do some of those. Put them with Synodontis. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. You can throw a live egg scatter. Let's get some of those Adonis tetras, those jelly bean tetras in there. Holy, we're cooking. We're cooking. Flaviniatis SP is also a nice one to look at. Catfish. Come on, Featherfin. Oh yeah, but how big does it get? Orange stripe. It's kind of like a Jar Jar Binks face look to it. 16 centimeters. 16 centimeters. Okay, what's the calculation? Divide the length by 2.54. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. My body has a 150 chock full of Mormons, Sinos, Tetras, all from Congo. Yeah, it's pretty nice. Nice yellow. I botched the name, but nice yellow stripes. No. It does have a nice color and contrast to it for sure. It does. No, that's a good call. Well, Asian. Ooh, ooh, ooh. What do you guys think of these anchor catfish, man? I keep seeing them. I know people keep saying you don't see them, but like when I went to the store, I was seeing them. When I was in Louisa's store, I was seeing these guys. They just look so cool, man. They just look cool. I I I, I want them. I'm not gonna lie. I don't want them. Shodentai is smaller. Couple fish said they're cute, but they hide a lot. I just wonder if I could make them not hide. You know, it's just over time. Over time, I could train them to love me. Also have a few Shodentais left. These look like they get massive. You said they're smaller. Okay, I guess it's a little bit smaller. They're really cool, but no, you never see them bury themselves completely. You can't judge a fish based on what you see in the store. I know I can't, but I'm just saying, bro. There could be a world, you know. I could give them nowhere to hide. I could just, have them on blast 24/7, spotlight everything, no privacy. Like, what's the problem? All right, I'm just turning off some lights real quick. One second. I've been running the lights for a little bit too long, honestly. No wonder I blame my algae problems on the stream. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna pretend. It's natural. It's like I live in Alaska, and it's like whatever time of year where the sun never turns off. You know what I'm saying? Yo, can you imagine the energy bill for running the sun? Like if you had to pay for that shit, like through the roof, bro. Through the roof. What if the pricing on running the sun like changed towards the region? Like you gotta pay more to get some sunlight in different areas. Maybe that's like gonna be the late stage result of pollution or something. Oh, I should say the darndest things. At least if you're looking to profit, I mean, it's not necessarily about. I'm not looking to profit. I'm just looking for a cool fish that I like. But I just like getting things that are a little bit different sometimes. Sure. If I wanted to maximize my profit, then I say what I always say. I would just focus on just breeding CPDs. I just get like a whole rack and just dedicate it to breeding CPDs. If I want to maximize profit, I do that. Oh man. Okay, Synodontis oscillifera does look pretty cool. A subscription plan for sunlight, the rich will love it. Absolutely. There's no point in breeding Eruptus except for the experience, since it's the most common species in the hobby. Gotcha. William said LMAO just to open bare bottom tank. That's what I'm saying, man. In my bare bottom tanks. Ooh, this is a cool looking fish. Yeah. Yeah. What the? Days where a fish has them for $45. Oh, that's its 5 to 6 inches. Okay. Well, 3 inches is 25, but that's a cool one. All right. Add it to my interest list. Add it to my interest. I need some bigger tanks. Holy man, man, oh man. All right, guys. We break 3 hours. Yeah, we did. We broke 3 hours. We did an hour 30 earlier. For watching this on replay. Hope you enjoyed it. Hey, the chat's been jumping, man. I appreciate you guys a lot. I do. And Ross, I appreciate you as well for the $1.99 for my next Aqua Luna order. A couple of fish. I appreciate you, man. The $5. That this is the new moniker. We got Hardest Working, but now we got Luxury Streamer. That shit legit made me laugh so much, man. Luxury Streamer. Hey yo, if my tank's hardest working fish stream, hardest working luxury streamer. Now I have to find something else to watch for the rest of the night. Go to sleep, bro. Come on. If you want to want most sedantis of all time, look at Nagrita. The most sedantist of all time. Most sedantis. False upside down. Oh, okay. Let's see. Can't powers out. Gotta keep an eye on the 2,500 gallon. Damn, bro. All right. Well, I hope the power comes out sooner. They get 10 inches. All right. Well, hold up. We might have a problem. If you had to describe a synodontis and experienced person, Negrita is the one you'd use. Interesting. That's an interesting concept that there's a most catfish or catfish. I see what you're saying about the humpback and the upside down thing. So this is like false upside down. So I'm guessing probably because maybe it looks like it should go upside down, but it doesn't. I don't know. But no, I hope you guys, I've enjoyed chilling. I've enjoyed hanging out. Listen, it's not, what's there not to like about being a luxury streamer? You know what I'm saying? Hopefully I didn't rant too much and I made sense. If I don't make sense, you disagree with something, please. I love talking to people I disagree with. If you're watching on replay, just treat, I'm telling you, break the ice. Just treat the comment section like it's the live chat. If you have a comment on something we're talking about, if you throw it there, all of us that watch it, we can go back, respond to your comment. Like we can just, you don't have to be left out. Just make your voices heard. Now I'm not, to all the lurkers, I'm not lurker shaming here, but I'm just saying, if you're the type of person that when you hear something, you have a reaction, you're like, oh, interesting. I have an opinion. I agree or I disagree. Throw it in the comment section, man. Make your voice heard. Fairfriend said, if you had, it's brown, Hardy gets about the same size they all do, and it's common enough. Fair enough. But okay, I'm a jump. I'm a hop. It's 2 a.m. I still got to wake up sooner than later. So I'm going to get some rest. I caught up on orders for the most part. No, I did catch on orders today, I think. I'm almost caught up on work enough where maybe I'll finish a video. We'll see. We'll see how tomorrow goes. If tomorrow goes really well, then a video is getting finished this weekend. If tomorrow goes really bad, then I'm just going to be a liar for the rest of the time. Jesse says, W stream. Everyone that's got power outage, hope you guys stay safe, stay warm, that your fish stay healthy. Sending thoughts to Jesse staying up all night for that purpose. I'm shocked I haven't lose power. I've been losing power a lot this year. Featherfin said, I do hardest work in luxury stream. That's right. And of course, Johnny, appreciate you for the 5. Hope you're doing well. And yeah, guys, I'm having a good time with these. So let's keep it running. Let's keep it going. Fish tank, fish tank, fish tank. It has been in my tanks, and I am out.